Oh, fucking hell. Started already.
Yeah, we did it there.
Folks. Absolutely. All right, folks. Welcome to another show. And this is the 6th anniversary show. Fucking hell, this channel's actually made it to 6 years. I didn't think it'd make it to 6 fucking days.
It's done well, mate.
Yeah.
And the numbers are increasing.
Absolutely. Fucking hell. So I scare one or two off every now and again, but hey ho. It's got to be done every now and again.
Your new channel, Lisa's in chat.
No, that was me.
That's cheating, advertising your own channel. Oh, there's Lisa.
This is. Hey, if I can't advertise my own channel, who the hell can?
That's very true, mate.
Yeah, the first vlog will be up tomorrow.
No, not yet. Not yet.
No, G. We've tried to get in touch, but he's hopefully he's okay. He don't look like he's been online for the last 13 hours, so I don't know.
I hope he's okay. Even if he just lets us know he's okay.
Bollocks. Oops. Double the price. But all right, Jimmy, how you doing, buddy? Are you well?
You should have done what was happening 6 years ago. Now things have changed.
Yeah.
The rapid decline.
Or as what was her name? Penelope, what's her face? Decline of the Western Civilization, Part 99. The Labour years.
Oh, God. Not even get started on that one.
Awesome, dude. Awesome. 6 years ago. Well, it's just over 6 years ago. It was last weekend, but I was too knackered to do a fucking live stream last week.
A poor excuse, I think.
I know. Oh, yeah, she's been taking more photos of birds.
More birds in the naturist sites.
Yeah, naturist bird pictures. Yeah. So, yeah, lots fucking changed in those 6 years. I mean, the first video was actually filmed on a really crappy fucking camcorder. I don't think it were even fucking 720p. I think it was 480. Grainy as folk, but you know what? It fucking got me that first video, that.
It did its job.
Yeah.
It just proves you don't have to have like the latest and greatest stuff to do it.
I mean, yeah, I've just bought a new camera for the vlogging side of things.
Yeah.
Cheers, Jimmy. But I got it on a bloody good deal.
Yeah.
I did have a look, see what were on offer on Prime Day, and there were a couple I were looking at, but when I looked at reviews of one of them, they all said it was shit, and it weren't actually a proper gimbal. The actual camera bit on top, it only went that way. It went a fucking gimbal panning wise.
Yeah.
And it was the size of a fucking mobile phone, so you're walking around like this. Yeah.
That's no good.
No. So I looked at another one that looked a bit like the Osmo 3.
Yeah.
Well, there were two. The one I've eventually got was a little bit. Well, they weren't on offer on Prime, but I went direct to the website, and it worked out a little bit cheaper getting it direct from the website than what it would have done through Amazon. And then I found a discount code and got another $70 knocked off it.
Fair dues, mate.
Yep. So it worked out well under £200 cheaper than the Osmo 3. It's a bit, the name of it's a bit cheeky. It's the Digi Osmo Pocket 3. The one I've got is the Feiyu Pocket 3.
It's China at its best, isn't it?
Yeah. But what I do like about it, the actual camera part can detach from the handle.
Now that's a good idea.
Yeah. So you can say if I wanted to do some vlogs and pop it on the bike, I can pop it on bike. It's magnetic, and also I could actually put it on bonnet of the car. Now, whether I fucking trust it on the bonnet of the car, it's another matter.
Right, so we put it on the bonnet of the car. We get Lisa to sit on the bonnet just in case.
Just in case.
What could possibly go wrong with this situation?
Absolutely.
Now, I had a quick look. I must admit, I did look at some mirrorless cameras. I resemble that, Lisa. There's no need for that abuse.
Both of them.
I had a look at some mirrorless cameras, but the only one I could find that I really liked was like 1,800 quid. I was like, no. Yeah, just we'll leave this alone.
Yeah. Well, that Feiyu Tech one, I think I got it for about 230 quid.
That's a good price.
It is. And I mean, the couple of videos I've recorded so far, I've just done in 1080p for now, but I might do some stuff in 4K just to see how that looks. But I mean, I edit in 1080p, so it might just make the images a bit sharper.
I was talking to about this, and I think it might have been Dave, but I reckon if you video in 4K, hey, up DW, we're talking about you earlier. I hope your ears were burning.
Yeah, they were.
But if you do your video in 4K, then edit in 1080p to upload to YouTube, it smooths out the whole situation. It's something to do with the way that the editing works.
Yeah. So next couple, I'll try and 4K, see how they come out. But yeah,
till your Patreon money gets up enough and you can afford one of those red cameras, the 8K ones, you
know. And afford the bits for the PC to actually fucking edit and render in 8K. Fuck yeah. She's getting some good pictures on that new bridge. Well, it's not a new camera.
I'll tell you what, they're some cracking pictures.
Yeah.
It should really. It just proves what I've always said. It is right time, right place. If you don't care what you're using, you could have the most expensive digital SLR possible. If you're not there at the right time, you ain't getting the picture. So, some damn good pictures.
So the first video that's coming out tomorrow, it's just a little trip around Barnsley Town Centre, showing a couple of bits around town centre, and then the second one, which we actually filmed first on that fucking red out day last fucking Friday, is a local church and graveyard. Unfortunately, we couldn't get inside the church at the time. I would like to, because I've seen some pictures inside. It looks quite nice inside.
Yeah.
Just a local church and graveyard.
Cool. Nice one, DW.
Oh, he's got his mazer 4x12. He's an happy little bunny.
So you've now upset the neighbours.
Oh, he's good at doing that. He's like us. He's good at upsetting the neighbours.
Oh, yes. Yeah, trouble is, mine are about 3 miles away and I still managed to upset them.
Yeah, but you've got a Gwendolyn.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yep. Must put her back on that chain at some point.
Yeah. Oi, Mr. What? You're a knobhead. Oh, fucking! I think I need to rework this. Fucking looking like slugs.
Well, like I said before we came on, I looked in to see what news there was about metal-wise, and yes,
There's not a great deal.
there's not a lot going on, to be fair.
So apart from the, like I said earlier, the Gojira doing the opening ceremony at the Olympics.
You know, not my favourite or go-to band. I quite like them. I think they've done some good stuff.
Oh yeah,
full credit to them for getting that gig to do it. It's great.
I mean, I've listened to a few bits of theirs. I think my favourite song of theirs at the minute is "The Heaviest Matter in the Universe."
Yep. By all accounts, not that I've seen them live, but Gojira live are better than they are on album.
Cool.
I've been told. So, I did hear one rumour through news, which is there is talk of the original Black Sabbath all getting back together to do a final.
Yeah, I did see that Bill's up for it as well.
Young Mr. Ward has agreed to it.
Yep.
Ozzy hasn't asked Sharon yet. The only issue I see out of all of them, out of Geezer, Tony, is Ozzy. Because it's going to be Sharon causing problems.
Yep.
That's going to be the issue.
That's going to be. It's not like an Arden to cause issues.
No.
Ooh, how dare you cast such aspersions on the Arden family?
Yeah. Don't mention the father.
No.
Or he will send somebody round. It'd be nice if they did a farewell concert, but I hate to say it, but I think Ozzy is now well and truly.
I don't think he's up to it. I think the mind's willing, but I don't think the body's quite there with it.
Yeah, I think Bill Ward could still play the drum.
I think all three of them. I think the other three, no, with problem at all. I know Tony's writing stuff for for a solo album at minute. Man, he's talking to Sabbath. I've at work this week. I've been on a bit of a doom metal binge this week.
Yeah.
So one night I went through Black Sabbath, Paranoid, Master of Reality.
Yeah.
And then I thought, ooh. Then I threw in the Probot album after that.
Oh, I love that album.
That's an awesome album. The night after, I started off with a bit of Fear Factory, the Manufacture album.
Yeah.
And then I went down a bit of a Cathedral rabbit hole after that.
I do like Cathedral.
So yeah, what did I? So Forest of Equilibrium. What's second album called? I went to second album, Carnival Bizarre, Soul Sacrifice EP. Yeah, you got to get a bit of Hopkins, Witchfinder General.
Oh yeah. The only other funny news I saw was James Hetfield is doing a movie role.
Oh yeah. In a Western.
It's a Western, yeah. Yeah.
Talking of Westerns, I ended up watching The Good and the Bad and the Ugly last night.
Oh,
it was a quiet night.
Bit of Clint Eastwood.
Yeah. Bit of Clint Eastwood and Lee Van Cleef. I love that film.
I can't believe Clint Eastwood.
Love that trilogy.
I can't believe Clint Eastwood is still going, bless him.
Yeah.
It is he's doing well for himself, bless him.
Free, how you doing, buddy?
Lee Van Cleef, who did the Ninja films as well.
Yeah, did the Ninja films. Escape from New York.
Yeah.
Well, he starred in a TV series as a ninja and all, didn't he?
Oh. Yeah.
I remember that back in the 80s.
It's showing our age of TV now, isn't it? Oh, not good. Yeah. Oh.
My answer to that was play your cards right. You might get a bit later on and all.
Hey.
Hey. Hey.
Fucking horse flies, fucking things. I don't know. I hope, but I'm just going to check Facebook again just to see if
he's just woke up. He's just logging on.
Is he? Right, okay.
Apparently he's been having trouble sleeping, so he'll be on shortly. Don't call me shortly.
Just so long as he's all right, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
He always has me worried when he does stuff like that.
Me or the horseflies?
Well, I mean, it could be either, mate, I think.
Yeah. Ooh. No, I'm not going to say no. Talking about nasty little bastards.
Oh, I can think of a few nasty little bastards.
Oh yeah. Now this is involving work. I'm not going to mention it. I'll tell you in private.
No. I find the thing with nasty little bastards, the best thing to do with them is ignore them as much as possible.
Oh, don't worry. I've had one shift partner I didn't speak to for 18 months, so it'll not be the last one. Fucking hell. Yeah, that dude. Oh, he just pissed me off so much. I had a rant and rave at him one Saturday dinner time, and it got that bad. I had to leave the office and go for a walk for 20 minutes. Otherwise, I would have stabbed the fucker. And you know that's not me.
Yeah, that's not good, mate. That's definitely not you. Yeah, if they're from Glasgow, DW, yeah. It depends, because G is he's from Clydebank, which is Glasgow.
But he's not lived there for a while.
So G's sort of mellowed. His accent has mellowed a bit.
Mellowed.
If you get the full, I'll see if we can get him to do the full Glaswegian.
Yeah. Well, that's it. I mean, especially doing stuff like this, you do mellow your accent. Maybe it's like with me when I'm not doing the streams, the videos, or whatever. My accent's different.
You go back to what you're around. It just naturally goes into what you.
I'll tell you what you will like though. Just a little teaser for you. Not in tomorrow's video, in next week's vlog. We in that graveyard, Charlie Williams' grave's in there.
Bless him. Good old Charlie.
And I may have put a couple of clips up of Charlie.
He's that man was a legend.
Oh,
he was a genuinely funny man. Oh yeah. It's bad.
Things were getting a bit bad for him over there, so we moved over to Northern Ireland.
Scotland is. Was that what? He was only 78, bless him.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Oh, bless him. They're definitely in the top list of comedians.
Oh, definitely.
Just because of the way he dealt with racism.
Yeah.
Aimed at him, and he just give it.
One of his lines that even a black comedian couldn't say it today. Don't rub your eyes, love, you'll be darker than me.
Hey up, Block.
All right, Block, how you doing, bud?
The thing is, what annoys me is, why shouldn't you say that? He's black.
Exactly.
Or he was black. Why the hell shouldn't he?
Well, actually, he was a mixed race because his mother was white.
Oh. Which made it even more difficult growing up.
Absolutely, especially being born in 20s.
That would have been a rough life up north.
Yeah. He was the first.
Rough life anywhere in the UK, really.
And he was the first non-white football player as well.
He was a good footballer as well, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Not that I have any interest in football. It bulls the crap out of me, but...
Anyway, better late than never.
Hello.
Good evening.
Oh, somebody poked the bear.
You all right, dude?
Yes.
You sound about as good as what I did last week.
Oh, dear.
Fucking hell. It was just all fucking day I've been fighting my alarm clock. All fucking day.
Tell me about it.
It was up to silly o'clock this morning.
Yeah, well, I finished nights this morning. So I set my alarm for 2 o'clock. It woke me up. Switch off. Next thing I know, it's 4 o'clock. Oh, for fucking hell, I better get up.
So how are we doing? Oh, and happy anniversary, dude.
Cheers, dude. Oh, cheers, Mucker. Yeah. No, we're doing good.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Just saying that the first vlog will be up tomorrow for the new channel.
Nice.
We need you, G, to go into full Glaswegian.
Oh, yeah. Full Glaswegian mode for DW.
I was reading the comments. Now, DW can obviously clearly understand me, and I know that because he's replied, whenever I've said anything. He's commented whenever I've said anything. If I was to suddenly start talking like this, you wouldn't understand a fucking word that I'm saying because like, it's too fucking fast. It's too fucking fast, but this is the way we talk in Glasgow, so you've no fucking chance.
Well, what I told him to do was go and find some old Billy Connolly from 70s when he was in his drinking days.
Yep.
That'll give you a good idea to what the Glaswegian sounds like.
Now, did you understand like more than about 3 words there, Def? Sorry, D-dub. That's what I've been calling you. D-dub. D-dub.
D-dub.
I'm willing to bet that he probably understood about 4 or 5 maybe words at the most. Yeah, you're used to it by now, Lisa.
Oh, Billy's awesome. Billy's up there with Charlie Williams.
He used my Sunday name. Damn you, D-dub. Damn you.
I'm not telling you where he got that.
Facebook. Yeah, thanks, Facebook. It reverted back to my old profile, so it has my Sunday name on it.
Yeah, you can't blame me for using it this time.
No. Yeah, most people were like that when I moved over here, Lisa. They just kind of smiled and nodded and very rarely replied.
Which is a bit comical when you think of some of the Irish accents as well.
Yeah.
Depending where you go, especially as you go further south.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fuck yeah.
If you go down County Mayo, Cork.
Cork is just, jeez.
Cork is,
especially if they've had a couple of pints as well.
I was just going to say if they're like proper locals, and they're not holding back.
Go into a farmer's pub around County Cork somewhere when they on a Sunday afternoon when they've all had a fucking few.
Mm-hmm.
You fucked.
There were, because there were one after party we were in from a live stream, and the kid were in after party. He were a Southern Irish, and he was shit faced, and nobody could understand a fucking word he was saying.
Yeah, because I mean the accent's that thick.
Yeah,
you know, there was a girl I used to know. It was my mate's ex, and she'd a really, really thick Cork accent.
Yeah,
and she used to talk really quick, because that's the problem. If they talk too quick, all the words start kind of joining into one big fucking word. You know, there's no gaps, and you've no chance of understanding. Took me a long time to get used to her accent.
Yeah, Limerick's is bad.
Mm-hmm.
Limerick's another one. And the other one, some of the ones in around Limerick will do, they'll start putting Irish as in proper Irish language in.
Ooh.
Yeah, Gaelic.
With English. So you get half a conversation, then we go into Gaelic, then we go back into English, and at the end of it, you're like,
what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, but another accent, if you get right in the middle of the town centre, fucking Geordies.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's one of Lisa's mates. She don't live up there anymore. She lives down in Oxfordshire.
So I've had a beer or two.
You've still got. You still takes about 10 minutes for you to acclimatise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they start if Lisa and her are on phone, it's like, oh, what now? Because obviously you can't see her lips, so you can't lip read.
Well, it's another one. It's if they talk too quick,
it
can start to sound like one big word.
Oh, Jesus.
Because most of their language, it's English, but you know what I mean. But most of their colloquial language is very like Scottish because they are so far north, you know. So half of their accent is basically Scottish.
Yeah.
So it's not too bad. Plus, I was subjected to having to watch Geordie Shore on a regular basis from my ex.
Mate, that is cruel.
That's domestic abuse.
So
that's awful.
I know. I'm a survivor. But I mean, but it's a weird one.
Yeah, he's been showing me some sweet picking. Nice
one.
Been doing, including his hairy legs. His little one with the short, fat, hairy legs. TN.
And D-Dub, if you want to do a gent, you go right ahead. There's nothing wrong. I don't care what anybody says. So long as it's not too much, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of gent every now and then.
Hey, music's what you enjoy. The simple as
exactly.
That. Doesn't matter what it is.
I'll be honest, I actually enjoy a bit of gent every now and then.
I never really got into it, but I never really listened to it, so...
See, I'm a sucker for just, you know, that really fucking slow, draggy chug sound. You know, the really, really fucking slow attack chug, you know. And back in Glasgow, a chug means something very dodgy. You know, so it's it means to have a Sherman tank. And I'm not talking about the actual war machine.
Yeah.
Oh, a septic tank.
Yes.
Yeah.
A septic tank and a Sherman tank are the same thing.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to insult DW by calling him up now.
No. I've got to admit, I absolutely loved hearing different accents.
Yeah, same here. I mean, when I was working at BT and Sky as well, I got to hear a whole load of accents.
Yeah.
So he's not in yet to pick on, but I'm sure he will be. Is Craig. The Welsh accent.
Yeah.
Depending what, because Craig's got quite a deep, he's got quite a heavy accent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at times he goes off into a sort of, you can't understand him, he's waffling about something.
But yeah, when I used to work for Mank, talking of Irish accents, I found this one branch up in Belfast, and it was that typical harsh.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you calling me for? Northern Irish accent, Belfast accent. And
see, they're not supposed to. They're supposed to slow their accent down. And posh it up ever so slightly so that folk can understand them.
It was an internal number, so she probably didn't give the monkeys.
And
a few weeks later, I had phone up a branch down in Dublin.
Mm-hmm.
totally different. It was that sort of archetype, soft Irish accent.
Yeah.
Oh,
You could if you were to like drive and stop every like 10 miles driving down through Ireland, you would hear the difference as you go. It does definitely change.
Yeah. It's same around here in Yorkshire. You go from here in Barnsley down to Sheffield, down to Rotherham, Doncaster, although that's part of Scotland.
We don't go there.
Leeds. All the accents are different, and some of the dialects are different as well.
Yeah,
and God help you if you go out.
Colloquialisms.
Yeah,
and if you go out to one of the little farming villages, well, you're fucked.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Can you give me directions?
Fuck yeah, you go up into this fucking deepest, darkest North Yorkshire and fucking yeah.
It's English, sort
but
of.
not as you know it. Yeah, unless you're from Yorkshire, you'll never understand them.
Yeah, I agree. Though that's what I love about different languages and different dialects. It's great. It creates so much character.
Absolutely.
One of my favourites is Chinese Mandarin. I think it's that and Japanese. I think are the most beautiful languages in the face of this earth.
One of the funniest I've ever heard, or two. One is a Pakistani Belfast accent.
Oh, yep.
The other is somebody who was in a Chinese restaurant, speaking a broad Limerick accent.
Oh.
I don't know what the fuck we ordered. It was good, but I don't know what the fuck it was. And I'm not being racist, not at all racist, but it's just the combination.
It isn't racist to say that you don't understand someone, you know. That's
like your head's going to fall off. It's like
fucking Gen Z.
That's been going on for thousands and thousands of years.
Sorry,
I just don't get you. I just don't understand you.
You're looking at like this small Chinese person and hearing this Irish accent, and it's like, no.
I mean, I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but it's an Antonio Banderas movie, The 13th Warrior. And he basically, but I can't remember what nationality he's supposed to be. I think he's Spanish or something like that. Or Arabic. It was something like that anyway, but he finds himself with Vikings.
Yeah.
And he doesn't speak a word of Scandinavian or Norwegian, whatever language it was. You see it it's really clever the way it's filmed, because when he first meets them, they're speaking fluent, Rus.
Yeah.
And so you don't hear any recognizable words when you're seeing it from his point of view, but then as the movie goes on, you start hearing more and more like English words coming through, and it's as if it's slowly starting to click in his head. He's starting to pick up what each word means, and as slowly as the movie goes on, he's becoming more fluent. It's a really clever. It is. It's a great movie.
I think, if I remember, Blog, I think he was meant to be a Moor. So that would be like the Arabic world.
That's right. Yeah.
In it. If I could be wrong, but I think that's what he was meant to be. But yeah, he was good in that as well. He was very good.
Yeah, he usually is. He gets a bad rap.
I like when he does his comical parts, though. Like in it, I don't like the Expendables films. I really don't. I think they're crap. I think they're shit. But when he was in it, it was just comical because he was being his typical irritating, annoying himself. He was great at that. It was brilliant.
Yeah, that's right, Block. Yeah. Because I think that's where the Russia, the name comes from. It's Rus.
Well, it was the Rus, wasn't it Rus Guard or something?
Yeah, something like that. But the Rus were, that was the Vikings, the Rus.
Yeah. And then eventually the Vikings became the guard for the Russian household, or something like that.
The royal family, I think.
You'll have to excuse me. My history might be a bit out because I'm not thinking about it at the minute. So.
Oh, my history just purely comes, as far as the Vikings are concerned, my history comes from just what I've gleaned from TV. I'm not an expert either.
No. DW was off about his Messer cab again.
He's having a good Sherman tank over it. Bless him. So yeah, he's had this week annoying the neighbours with his measure 12.
It's got to be done every now and then.
Absolutely.
The difference here is we're not likely to get the neighbour come round and shoot at you. But where he is, you're likely to.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. You've got all farmers around you.
Don't. My neighbour, the farmer who I rent this house off, is more likely to come round and crash his tractor into you. He is the most quality landlord ever, right? He turns up, knocks on the back door, walks in, your kettle on. It can be. Hold on. Go and put the kettle on. Everything all right? Yeah, it's fine, Brian. Yeah, it's fine. All right, I'm off then. And wanders off. It's great. It's just like it. Like the other week, we had a water leak from in the bathroom. We had a water leak. You know, most landlords, if you phone them up or say anything to them, moan, and we'll get it. Brian, we've got a bit of a water leak. I don't want it damaging like the floor or anything like that. Right, I'll be over later. Turns up with two of his mates. Stands there for half hour chatting while they fix it. Talks about the weather and the fact that we've had too much rain and it's drying the fields out and then this is wrong and that's wrong. Moans about the politics. Right, that's all fixed, and then wanders off. Great. Different, just yet again, proof different attitude.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah. I love the people over here.
You don't.
The majority of them.
You don't get all of that moaning and so much.
No.
It's easier.
This country got a bad rap because of the. I'm not going to go into it all, but obviously it's been too many politics. But I mean, the country did get a bad rap.
Absolutely.
Everybody assumed that it was
you had it, G. You had it when you came over. I had it. Oh, could go there because of this, and
Yeah. It's more peaceful over here, more calm than anywhere else.
Yeah.
I mean, I've met plenty of people, but both sides of the divide. Never had a problem with any of them.
I had a chat with Alana's uncle about this, and he lives down in the south.
Mm-hmm.
And we talked about the troubles, we'll call it that. We talked about that, and he said, well, what do you think about the English being in here? Knowing my dad was in the army for 28 years, I thought, fucking hell, I'll be careful here. And I sat there and I went, my opinion is this. The English should have never come over to Ireland and tried taking over the land. That is my opinion. There's a but. At the same time, there shouldn't have been terrorism and trying to blow children up and things like that. No. That sort of bit. That's bad. That's wrong. No matter how you look at it, it's extremism. We don't need that. That's my only view on it. The politics, and you can keep on, I'm not interested in because it's all shit. The religious side of it, I'm not interested in at all. I'm not religious. So if you want to be a Catholic, go for it. You want to be Protestant? Yeah, okay, cool. That's your choice. Crack on. And I think that's the way most of the people are now over here.
Yeah.
Get a few more around here. churchgoers like that because of its farming community. So quite a few.
Aye. Yeah.
But they don't put it down on you.
Nah.
I saw more trouble in Clydebank than anywhere as far as the whole fucking religion thing and
Yeah.
well, sorry, supposed religion thing, because I've said this before. The people that were running around, you know, doing the whole "Are you a proddy or a Catholic" thing, and then beating you up for it, no matter what fucking answer you gave them. They weren't practicing. They weren't practicing Christians at all.
Never been to a church a day in their fucking life.
No, but they'll quite gladly use that as an excuse to, you know, be a troglodyte.
Yeah, absolutely. Block. Let me know how you get on with that. I'll, if she's any good, I might get one and give it a review.
Block is the walrus.
Yeah.
Cuckoo.
Had to be done.
Oh yeah.
Another song banned by the BBC. I Am the Walrus was banned. What a fucking song. The BBC have banned some stuff over the years for pointless stuff.
Well, it was just one song that they just fucking banned the Kinks, didn't they? At one point.
Mm.
Yeah.
Because because it sounded too much like Kinky. Like, what the fuck?
And what's wrong with Kinky? No, doesn't matter.
Absolutely nothing. As long as it's between consenting adults and it's all legal, not wrong with a bit of kink.
Craig asked me to say, what about if the sheep is consenting?
Meh.
That's all right then.
All right, Scouts, how you doing?
Oh, Scouts. I've seen that name for a while, bless him.
Yeah.
How about you, lad?
Every now and again, Block. I'm not a huge fan, but don't mind some of the stuff. Yeah, exactly, Block.
Well, need we say more on that one? I have had many good films from your country.
I may or may have not visited the Sex Museum in Amsterdam. I can neither confirm nor deny those rumours.
Although there is video footage. I don't mind some of the Beatles stuff. Just not all of it, I must admit.
I'm the same.
I think John Lennon got a bit above himself, to be honest. In my opinion. That's just my opinion, but
well, we know who was responsible for that.
Block, we don't want to know what goes on in your bedroom, thank you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we're all good, dude. We're all good. We started a second channel. First video's up tomorrow. Plug. Shameless plug.
Log away, mate.
Yeah, so I mean, I never really got into the cheers, dude. I never really got into the sort of bubblegum pop that they did on early stuff. It was more sort of later stuff I got into.
There was a lot of bands doing that at the time.
Yeah. When they got into using other substances, shall we say?
Sgt. Pepper album.
I
love that album purely because it is just so bizarre. It's completely off the wall.
Magical Mystery Tour.
Yeah, Magical Mystery Tour was great. I just can't. I don't know. John Lennon to me was not everything people seem to think he was. in my opinion.
And it was George Harrison that got the first #1 as a solo artist.
Yeah.
Website's looking great, man.
Yeah.
Just looking at it there.
Oh, mine.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah.
Might update some of the portfolio on there.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there, Block. The Stones for me were the most overrated.
Stones.
They were the most overrated song-stealing bands probably ever. The only songs, Rolling Stones, just
I never liked them.
Well, all they did was took all the old blues tracks, tried rehashing them, and most of the time, the only good thing they did by doing that is it opened people's eyes, to the blues artists,
mm-hmm.
and a lot of people went back and looked for the real blues artists.
R.I.P. John Mayall.
Yeah, I've said about that. Bless him.
Some sad news last week.
No, you're right, Block. No harmony.
Good innings.
Yeah, he had a good innings.
And there's a man who did a lot for blues music in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
Hell of a lot.
Yep.
Without John Mayall, there would have been.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, as we were saying earlier, how many players have been through that band? As well as Yardbirds, Small Faces.
Mm-hmm.
There were a lot of good ones, and Eric Clapton.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. Pew, pew, motherfuckers.
Just don't like him. Sorry.
Yeah, I like him or not, he still brought people's attention to the blues as well.
I will give you that. Yeah, he has. As a blues artist, I think there's far better people.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. 100%.
It was blown out of all proportion. You know, everybody makes him out to be some incredible virtuoso that nobody could ever match. But
yes, Block. That right there.
Yep, exactly.
Jack Bruce. No, there was one man who was a fucking legend.
Yep.
Jack Bruce.
And he was Glaswegian.
Yes, we know. Jack didn't get
enough recognition.
Nowhere near.
Same with John Martin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
His contribution to blues. Okay, the guy was an absolute fucking nut job. Yeah. Absolute nut job. Like, not just like psycho, but just you just wonder how the hell do you get to that way of thinking? You know, that way of life. It was just it was I don't know. It just wasn't normal.
I don't know. I don't know how he got like he did, but he
no. But musically, holy fuck, what a voice.
But then if you're going to go say about Jack Bruce, Ginger Baker.
What a fucking nutjack he was.
He was a horrible bloke.
Yeah.
He was
a
typical drummer.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He had a great music scene, Glasgow. That great music scene for years and years. That produced a lot of great musicians.
Yeah.
Like Jack Bruce and John Martin joined in as well, and then you had Red Green Blues Band, who were really big up here.
Yeah. Hey up, Stevie.
Hello, Steve. How you doing, buddy? And then, of course, a couple of years.
There was another one I was thinking, and I just went totally out of my head as soon as I went to see it.
And then a couple of years later, you got the sort of pub rock scene with Dr. Feelgood and all them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Jerry Rafferty, that was it.
Jerry Rafferty, yeah. Yeah, because Billy played with Jerry for a while, didn't he?
Yep.
Until he said,
and
go
I
and be a
Jerry Rafferty, apparently.
I think
it was either my Nana or my Papa, because my Papa used to hang about Partick, but so did my Nana.
Yeah.
But one of them knew Jerry Rafferty. Probably knew Billy as well, actually.
More than likely. He was probably
he used to hang about.
Now then, there's a name for you. Matt, have you ever heard of a guitarist called Gary Moore?
Oh, he rings a bell.
Gary Moore.
I may have heard of him.
I'll have to find out. Is he new? Is he? This is a bit of a private joke. I won't embarrass the person, but it's a bit of a private.
He's not here.
Asking me who Gary Moore is. He definitely was a legend. Yeah. It's sad how he ended his life, really, but that's addiction for you.
That's showbiz, unfortunately.
Yeah, I mean, you had the other great. I mean, you got to remember, Gary was from Belfast. Phil Lynott was from Dublin, although he wasn't born in Dublin. He was born in Birmingham.
Yeah,
and they were best of mates.
Yeah,
but they both had addiction problems. Major addiction problems.
Well, they all did in that band at one point.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Coming
and then it was set to sing.
Oh,
yeah.
God. It's not a good way to go at all.
He was in a bath when he felt ill, went to have a bath, septicemia, and that was it.
Well, at least he was comfortable.
Yeah. Shame that his mum found him.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's a bit too close to home for me.
The joys of that most hateful of drugs, heroin.
Yep.
It's destroyed a lot of fucking good musicians, that is.
Yeah.
Blocked too many of them. Went too early.
Absolutely.
Because they were encouraged a lot of the time by agents in the music industry and management, to keep them in that kind of rebellious image and whatnot. And they were exciting, they were interesting then when they were like that,
Keeps them pliable
from their point of view.
Yep.
And it was easy access for them. At the end of the day, they could get whatever the hell they wanted because of where they were. So you're literally a kid let free in the sweetie shop.
Oh yeah. Was that when he was doing the blues tour, Stevie? Because he did his blues. His last couple of albums were his blues.
Yeah.
He went back to doing his blues.
Yeah. We're just doing all blues stuff.
Blues stuff was incredible, man.
Yeah. Yeah, he was never got to see Gary Moore on stage.
No, me either.
No, unfortunately.
No, the one I got to see was BB.
Luckily, we got to see Fast Eddie Clark
BB and Peter Green.
Yeah, we got to see Fast Eddie Clark a few months before he passed.
Yeah, again, underrated.
Yeah.
Eddie Clark was well and truly underrated.
And then if we're talking blues, you've got the, as far as I'm concerned, the pinnacle, Stevie Ray Vaughan. There's been probably far better since.
I could argue with that and say about some of the older ones, but
the older ones were pioneers. You wouldn't have people like Stevie Ray Vaughan and Gary Moore and whatnot.
Of more recent year, of up to sort of more like nowadays, more up to date, our lifetime type of thing. Yeah. Stevie Ray Vaughan was definitely amazing.
There's one, I never heard a hell of a lot of his stuff, but I heard like a couple of albums because one of my mates was really, really heavily into him, was Keb Mo. Not a lot of people know about him, but the guy's voice and it was proper finger picking playing that he would play. Don't think he ever used a plectrum, but it was mostly chords that he would do.
Yeah.
And it was the way he played them, and it was the attack and the strings, the way it was recorded, and he would throw in, while he's picking and doing a chord, he would throw in fill-ins that were more like solos. It was just, it's hard to describe. You need to actually hear him. But this guy is incredible.
Another one out of the more sort of modern breed that I used to love listening to, Jeff Healey.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
Yep. My mum was really, really into Jeff Healey. I think she actually saw him live.
Cool. Don't play bad for a boy.
I'm sure she did.
Another bloke that died young as well, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm. Rory Gallagher. Rory Gallagher,
yeah.
Nice one, Block.
Yeah, I got another bit of Rory.
I like a bit of Rory Gallagher. My dad absolutely loves him.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I go 2 miles from where I am up the road. There's a statue to him.
Mm-hmm.
Because he was born in Ballyshannon.
That's another vlog for when we come over for bikes next year.
Oh, you could, if you time it right, every year in late June, they have the Rory Gallagher Festival here.
Yeah, the Blues Festival.
Mm-hmm. Blues Festival.
Oh, man.
Was it blues and country and folk?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
It's not bad price either. Not badly priced at all. It's all outdoors, so it's like a proper old school festival. You just turn up and just
couple of my mates play it.
Talking really not bad price and be totally off at blues, we're going into extreme metal here, and I'm blaming Matt because he's wearing one of their shirts. Yes, them Cannibal Corpse.
They're Nibble Corpse, as it looks on there.
Nibble
Corpse.
Nipple Corpse.
Nipple Corpse.
Nipple Corpse.
I looked at prices, but tickets for that, and even with booking fee, I think it was just over 30 quid for tickets.
That's bloody good.
Yeah.
That's cheap.
That's old school prices, man.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
I think they play Manchester a couple of days before my birthday. Oh, and I've just happened to be off work that week. I've booked that week off. So, we might be having a Friday night out. Friday night day.
I don't blame you, mate. Not at those prices.
Nah. Mm-hmm. Oh, I've not seen Adrian with Richie, but I've got to admit, Adrian's one of my favourite players. Adrian Smith from Maiden.
Again, he's an underrated guitarist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because people always think...
They relies very much on bluesy stuff as well.
People always think of Adrian as Iron Maiden. That's it.
Yeah.
But he does a lot of other stuff.
Yeah. He did a lot of solo stuff. He did the last couple of Bruce's solo albums as well. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
From his first stint of when they weren't in Maiden.
Got to be honest.
Responsible for was it Chemical Wedding?
Yeah, I think you were. Yeah, Chemical Wedding, and
Accident at Birth.
That's the one.
That's one I was trying to remember, and it just popped in.
Well, I think it was Accident to Birth. Bruce, Adrian, and Roy did a bit of an acoustic tour, and we managed to get to see them in a old rock pub in Sheffield. It's not there anymore. Called Wapentech. Fucking awesome. It was literally a 2-minute walk from Sheffield City Hall.
Kind of music news. It's good music news for me, but I don't know if anyone saw or even knows of them. Category 7.
Never heard of them.
Check this out. They dropped the full album yesterday for only on YouTube. It's coming out eventually for sale and on Spotify and whatnot. But they dropped the full music stream yesterday on YouTube.
Cool.
Category 7. It's John Bush, formerly of still of Armored Saint, and formerly of Anthrax. The bass player, and his time at Anthrax, he got slated for. People think that the stuff they done with him was shit, but I don't care what anybody said. Some of the best stuff that Anthrax ever did, as far as I'm concerned. Bass player of Exodus. No. Yeah, bass player. I'm going to have to check this out, but I'm not just saying this, but I could not pick out one bad track from the album.
Cool.
Not one bad track. Every one of them is just fucking great, fucking well-written tunes. So you've got John Bush, Phil Demmel, formerly Machine Head.
Machine Head and what's still the band they were in?
See, Phil Demmel, Machine Head, Violence,
that's the one.
Torque, Metal Allegiance, which is how this band formed.
Yeah.
Played briefly with Slayer, Non-Point, Overkill, Lamb of God, and Testament. I didn't know that.
I think he filled in the Testament for a while.
Right. Then you've got Mike Orlando on guitar as well. He actually recorded this album, and I think he produced it.
Cool.
And engineered. Jack Gibson of Overkill, or is it Exodus? Yep, probably both. On bass, and Jason Bittner on drums, who played for Shadows Fall.
Block Chris Bolan, very underrated guitar player. I haven't got that first solo album he did after he left it. Megadeth. Fucking good album.
I'll agree with that.
Go check that album out, Category 7. That's what it's called as well. It's self-titled.
I totally agree with you there, Stevie.
Yeah. Brave New World, when both him and Bruce come back, fucking that was their best album in years.
I stopped listening when Fear of the Dark came out.
Brave New World, I would put down as probably top 2 of their albums. Personally,
my favourite top 2 is Somewhere in Time, and then it's a tie between Seventh Son and Peace of Mind for me for second place.
Probably favourite song of theirs would be, and it's predictable because I love poetry, so it's Rise the Ancient Mariner.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It's
so well written. It's creepy and moody.
I remember first time I set
heavy.
up my. People know I'm into audio sort of file stuff. First time I set that up on a surround sound system and played that. When you get halfway through, you get the creak of the ship moving.
Oh yeah,
and I had that dialed up loud, and that came in, and you get the creak of the ship and all of that, and it was just fucking weird.
Yeah,
but it's stunning.
As Block says there, a lot of people slate it, but I still love Killers. I think Killers is a fucking.
It was more punk.
Paul Di'Anno was great.
Yeah,
Paul Di'Anno was a fantastic singer. Yeah,
it was a punky style album, wasn't it? It was real punky and sort of in your face.
Well, the first two albums had that bit of a punky influence in it, even if Steve Harris won't admit it.
It's more kind of hardcore punk. Well, what you call now hardcore punk. You know, the kind of the New York hardcore. Yeah. It sounded more like that.
It was
they kind of adopted the sound.
Yeah, that's why they were one of the pioneers of the new wave of British heavy metal. That more sort of
it was aggressive. Like the crossover with that Motorhead. People always go, "Oh, Motorhead is heavy metal." No, it's not. It's rock and roll. But it was rock and roll with a hint of punky, sort of in your face. Fuck off. Fuck you.
Overall, I would call it.
This is fucking music that your parents fucking hate.
Exactly. So that's what I was going to say. Overall, I would say that's how you would class it. Overall, attitude-wise, it was punk because you couldn't pin it down.
No.
It didn't, and it refused to fucking conform to, the usual patterns of music and pigeonholing.
Don't you think music gets boring if you get like the same album off somebody for the last 35 years, and every album sounds the fucking same, and you're thinking, please try something different.
It's more interesting for the listener because they get more choice.
It's like Iommi says. Every now and again, we just throw a quiet track in there, just to just to give the album some layers to it.
Even I don't mind. Even if I buy an album off somebody that I know and it's a shit album, all right, I might be annoyed because I spent money on it, but at the same time, at least they tried something different.
Exactly.
It hasn't worked.
That's what I was going to say. Devin Townsend. Every time he releases an album, you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah,
you really don't.
It's sort
and
of
it might not be your cup of tea, but you can't deny.
No,
it's like buying a lottery
ability.
ticket.
It's genius.
It's like buying a lottery ticket, isn't it?
Talking of buying albums, I may have been on the earache sale yesterday.
Oh, I didn't know that was happening. Shit.
Oh, yes. The earache summer sale.
Son of a bitch.
He kept that one quiet, didn't he? Crafty kid.
Oh, it's still ongoing. Don't worry about that.
Right, so I've got to
go. Yeah. So I got myself a Brutal Truth t-shirt for 12 quid.
Nice.
Yes, love that. And
woke up.
Symphonies of Sickness. Purple vinyl. 18 quid. Yes, we'll have that. There were loads of other albums I could have bought. I thought I might give it a couple of weeks. If sale's still on, I might get them. There were a couple of Bolt Thrower albums. Another I think Necroticism's on there as well.
Carcass Choice Cuts Gatefold.
Yeah.
2 12-inch purple vinyl. 20 quid.
Ooh.
Yep. Yeah. There's some good bargains.
I think my collection needs some more vinyl. I haven't even got the stuff I've ordered yet. I'm still waiting for some stuff to arrive.
Jesus. There's not much left, actually. There's like 16 products left.
My postman's got to the point now, he turns up, right, and he turns to the door, he went, more vinyl.
Yep.
I'm going to have to slow down soon with the vinyl because I've got so much vinyl that I haven't even opened yet. It's just ready, sitting there waiting.
Well,
I might have an evening of sitting up and listening to it, but I'm going to still be there at like 8 o'clock in the morning, still listening.
In 2 days' time.
2 days' time, yeah. There's just so much good stuff that I've seen that I like either ex-wife but snapped some of. Great things, ex-wife doing stuff like that. She destroyed a lot of my fucking vinyl collection, and luckily I'm now getting a lot of it back.
Oh,
nice one, Steve.
Lovely Anthrax t-shirts.
Oh yes, they've got
some. I'm not jealous of Stevie, you one-legged fucking wonky git.
There were another Brutal Truth long sleeve t-shirt I was going to get, but they don't even got it fucking left in small. Thought, oh, you bastards! Oh, you bastards! Fucking small. Who's a fucking small these days?
Well, as you can tell, I am on the small side.
Well, yeah, you've got a nice slim figure there. Lovely moves.
I don't look like I don't look like I have, but apparently I've lost 4 stone since Christmas.
Okay, no, mate.
Oh.
Yeah.
I identify as trans slender.
Thank you. Yes, me too. Me too. Yeah.
You three.
Nice.
The body says completely different, but
yeah.
Yeah. My body and my t-shirts are different.
You said that to Tyler the other day. He was on about what me and Bill listened to music with all the old stuff. And he went, oh, I was listening to some classic rock, and he was on about Thin Lizzy at the time. And I went, I love you now. I can remember when that came out. Thank you very much. Went, I went, Tyler, I said, I have T-shirts in my cupboard that are older than you.
Yeah.
I said, you're 32 years old. I said, I guarantee I've got Motorhead T-shirts that are older. I said, I have Tour T-shirts that are older than you. And they're in probably better condition. I'm worth more.
Yeah, but don't forget, fucking Tyler's only a fucking embryo.
Well, that's kind of similar to what I've accused him of before. But I don't know where he is tonight, actually.
He might be off having a Sherman.
Well, he is a bit of a Sherman tank.
Bless him.
And I had a lot of these T-shirts. Fuck's sake.
Yeah.
When they were originally released, holy fuck.
Some good fucking shirts on there, isn't there?
Oh, there really is, man.
It's all right. Lisa's just sending me naturist pictures.
Yeah. Birds and naturists.
Kid in the sweetie shop here.
I'll tell you what,
it's dangerous.
There's some good pictures, Lisa. Yeah.
Oh,
really good.
Yeah. I had to stop myself spending a lot of fucking money last night.
It's bad though, isn't it, Block? When you go to your wardrobe, you can date what concerts you went to by the date on the T-shirt. It's like, oh yeah, I was at that one. I didn't think I'd forgotten that one.
Oh, dude, I've many bands like that that I've apparently been to see, but I don't remember.
Hey, good pictures, Les. They're good.
Somewhere in the wardrobe, and it's still there because it's hung up, is my Gods of Grind. Not God. Gods of Grind tour shirt from '91.
Jeez.
Yeah, still got that.
Good years, man. Good years.
Yeah. It's maybe a little bit faded these days, but
Nice Gojira t-shirts. This is dangerous.
Please excuse G for 10 minutes.
He just needs some alone time. So.
Yeah. If you start hearing any...
So you've
props to Gojira. Props to Gojira.
Oh,
the first metal band to ever play an Olympic opening ceremony. They are going to become a household name now, because I checked after the opening ceremony on news.
Yeah.
Every news station was talking about them. Every news station.
Oh.
So they are going to be massive from now on.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Yeah, fucking awesome.
So no, I mean, there's only really a couple of their tracks I'm really into, of their tracks.
Yeah.
That's just me personally. But, you know,
not for everyone, but
full credit.
From a writing and, from a writing point of view, some of the stuff is just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
As I said earlier, the songs I've heard of theirs, my favourite is The Heaviest Matter in the Universe.
Mm-hmm. I've got too many to name. Toxic Garbage Island, Silvera, Stranded, Heaviest Matter in the Universe, The Cell. God. Way too many.
For some reason, they're a band that I've not really got into at the moment. Doesn't mean that I won't in time, because
it's funny because you're an audiophile, and their stuff is. I mean, if you're an audiophile, their stuff it does lots of stuff that you would miss. Production wise,
the reproduction and the studio production of their stuff is very high quality.
Yeah,
very. I think it's just on still stuck back somewhere in like the early 90s that with thrash and like that. But like I say, musical taste change all the time.
Absolutely. Well, it's like I said earlier, I've been on a bit of a doom fest this week. We threw fucking Sabbath and Cathedral.
Yep.
Throwing in a bit of Pro Bottom Fear Factory in the middle of that lot.
You've got the original and Justice for All t-shirt.
Yeah.
Yep.
Original one, fucking hell.
What was that? God, that's got to be 30. No. Justice for All. 35?
Give or take.
Don't say it's over 40 years, because then I'm going to be upset.
Not.
Then I'm going to be thinking.
And Justice was what, 88, 87?
No, not that early. Might have been 88, 89-ish.
G's just trying to make us sound older than we actually are.
It's come out in 86. They were touring 86, 87. So probably 89. That come out.
August 1988. You were right. 88.
Yeah.
So it's 36 years old.
Yeah, I can't remember that. That's before my time.
Bollocks.
I remember it too well.
Yeah, me too.
Shrek.
Evening, buddy.
Shrek. Fucking legend. The Morbid Angel Walters of Madness.
Yeah, awesome.
What an album, man.
Shirts.
The Birmingham Odeon. God. Is that still there, Stevie? The Birmingham Odeon? Or is that something else that the Birmingham City Council have decided to?
All the audience get bought over.
Yeah.
I just know what Birmingham, they're like Manchester Council. They come along, see something that's, more than a year old. We'll pull that down. It doesn't matter that there's a lot of history to some of these places.
Nocturnus thresholds.
Yep.
Holy shit.
She's just having a personal moment.
Do you know, and here's another band, right, that are massive in the metal world. I'm like you, Matt, when it comes to Gojira with this band. Opeth. Everybody is mad about fucking Opeth and goes on about how fucking amazing they are, and my brain cannot fucking get to like them at all. I just cannot find.
Yeah,
I cannot find what I like.
I'm a bit hit and miss with them.
Mm-hmm.
I think you said it there. It's our brains. It's you, how you like views. It's like the other day. I had a fucking usually in the car it will be like Exodus or Maiden or Slayer or Pantera quite often, and that'll be it. That's all that's on.
Yeah.
The other day, going through me playlists, and I saw I had Prodigy in, so I ended up listening to Prodigy all day.
Yeah.
And normally I'm not like I like Prodigy, but it's not like
yeah.
When I was just Prodigy all day, I was well away. And I was like, even Alana was like, what the fuck are we use?
I mean, because there's a guy I watch on Twitch. Used to be called Mike Shreds.
Yeah.
And he's got over he memorizes over 600 songs that people can request him to play along to or sing and play along to. But every now and then he'll do like a subathon. But what he'll do is he'll do a full set of a band.
Yeah.
And he done a full set. He'd done a full 3 weekends of just Opeth. And everybody, and the amount of folk that were there watching was just ridiculous, man. Yeah. And I'm like, why? It's Opeth. What's so interesting? I can't hear what's so bloody interesting about them.
I mean, I've listened to some of their stuff and it's, okay. But that's all I get from it. It's,
yeah.
It's not bad. If you forced me to listen to that or Taylor Swift, well, Opeth's a dream.
Yeah, it's an easy choice. Yeah. It's an easy choice.
But it's Taylor just Swift not it wouldn't be my go-to. Right. It wouldn't.
Before Steve, me and Matt were talking about this. It's like there's some fucking amazing guitar players out there today that are all sort of TikTok, Instagram, YouTube famous.
Mm-hmm.
You just listen to it's like, can they actually write a fucking song, or is it just a fucking self-indulgent wank fest?
I think with some of them, it definitely is.
It's like,
you see, it's like when you first, well, not introduced, but I first got to know about DW, and I will say it's for DW. My initial reaction was because of his age. Oh yeah, he's going to be one of these. He's on TikTok. He's giving it the look at me, how fast I can play, and all the rest of it. And yet he's not.
No,
and I'll give him 110% credit for that because he isn't one of those. He appreciates some of the older stuff. Yeah, he probably listens to a lot of the newer stuff, but he can appreciate both. And that's all that I ask.
Well, I mean, Jay will back this up. It's like what Bobby says. A lot of the newer bands that are coming through that he's producing, they're doing that old style. They're going back to that more sort of 80s and 90s style.
Yeah,
that's exactly it, man.
Voidscape, that's what I love about that band.
Oh, Voidscape.
It just takes me back to like the glory days of like proper metal back in the late 80s, early 90s.
Too many people, Martin, will because their mate likes let's say, Megadeth or they like Metallica, they have to like Metallica because they're mate. So I've got to fit in with that band. I've got to fit in. No, make your own choice. If you like Metallica, great. I personally, no, I don't like Metallica because of the drummer who's can't keep a beat. But anyway, make your own choices. There's so much music out there to listen to.
Absolutely.
I mean, metal. There's so much metal and rock and hardcore punk and stuff out there that it's just naming it all. You could be here for the next year.
It's like this guy at work asked me the other day. He says, "Do you play any classical music on your channel?" I'm like, "Do I look like I play classical?" I said, "I can appreciate some classical music, but no." Yeah. I write music that fucking moves me. Like Dan says, I write music. I listen and fucking write music that it's shit that I like.
Yeah, but we've all got we all like metal of some kind or another, and yeah, all three of us have got different takes on that music.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And I will. There's certain punk tracks that I just think, that's fucking shit. Whereas Gia will listen to it and Gia will be like, oh, yeah, that's one of my favourite bands. And there's nothing wrong with that.
That same with me. It's like, I never got into Clash, and fucking everybody loves them.
Oh,
I just never got into them.
Clash were fantastic songwriters. Mick Jones and Joe Strummer were incredible songwriters.
It's like we had this about Hawkwind. I know you're not a Hawkwind fan. For me, Hawkwind, love them to bits. But that's me.
Yeah.
And me saying, oh, yeah, they're the greatest band ever, you should listen to Hawkwind. Well, if you don't like them, it's going to be a bit fucking pointless.
Exactly. So I don't mind some Hawkwind stuff, but I don't think I could sit there and listen to a full album.
I can say to somebody, oh, that new album that Hawkwind has released or who Gajura has released or whoever, I could say, it seems a good album to me. It might be worth you having a listen.
Mm-hmm.
But not tell people to listen to it because find what you want to listen to.
Yeah.
These days, there's just so much fucking good music out there.
Yeah.
There's music for everybody.
And
it was Steve. It's definitely was.
Yeah.
I don't like. Do you know what fucking annoyed me and kind of put me off metal eventually and stopped me listening to it for years? Was when they started doing all the subgenres. It's too many. It's too many to keep track of. It was just metal. It was just metal back in the 90s. That's what. If it was heavy, it was metal.
Yeah,
that was it.
Lemmy said that in an interview, didn't they? Because somebody said, "Oh, what style of heavy metal is Motorhead?" And he just turned around and went, "It's not. It's rock and roll. It's just down and out and dirty rock and roll.
Yeah.
It's to upset your parents." Does it upset your parents? Yeah, right. Perfect.
I mean, it's kind of off-putting for a lot of people. I would imagine sometimes as well because, and intimidating.
Yeah.
Like you want to get, you like a certain sound. Like if you like that heavy fucking, really really brutal chuggy guitar, you're a metal fan.
Yeah,
But then you're thinking, right, I'm going to go and look for some good stuff to listen to, and then all you're seeing is about fucking 30 different genres.
Yeah, exactly. And then you've got genres within the fucking genres.
Aye. Like you've got, right, okay, it used to be just gent, and then you've got progcore, mathcore.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah. Grindcore, pornocore, fucking pornocore, what the fuck?
Don't forget pirate metal.
Pirate metal.
It's just fucking metal.
Hey, Stevie.
Is it good? Is it heavy? Just fucking listen to it.
It's perfect. Stevie can start his own band now.
Yeah.
Well, he's only got one leg. He's halfway there to having a pirate metal band.
Well, no, he's got one leg and he's got the fucking parrot to go with it.
Stevie's right. No, he's absolutely right. Classical music was the heavy metal of its time, 100%. And vice versa. Heavy metal is the classical metal of our time.
Time to the DW's back.
Yeah, stop talking about him now, Matt.
Michael Kamen.
Don't rude about Texas again.
Michael Kamen, classical composer, actually said the exact same thing after working with Metallica. He said the way it's written, the approach to the writing, the ability, the level of ability, as well, is closer to classical music than any other.
Go and listen to like Beethoven, some of Beethoven's stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Mars, Planet Suite.
Yeah.
Oh, Holst. Holst the Planet. Holst. Holy shit, man.
Yeah, Mars, Bringer of War, the song. Mm-hmm. I mean, that is proper.
Yeah, if that was played on guitars, you've got a metal tune.
Well, it was played in reverse by Black Sabbath.
Yep.
By Geezer Butler. That's where it came from. Geezer Butler used that.
Yeah.
He played it backward.
Geezer played it and Tony went, I'm nicking that.
Oh, I like that. Hold on a minute, we'll stick this with it. And then the bloke with the broom in the corner started singing. Namely Ozzy.
Yeah.
See, what Block said, Gent, I already lost you. But I mean, like it or not, Gent, the sound overall is still brutal. Still a beautiful sound.
Brutal guitar tones.
It's just the problem is they all sound identical because they're all using the exact same fucking equipment so that it gets that sound. That's why a lot of people don't like it. It all sounds the same then.
Hold on a minute. They put you on the album cover block. What is parental warning.
Guidance.
Do not do this. You could end up looking like this. Oh God, yes, Evie. Some of the classical composers were a right bunch of rebels.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Same goes with a lot of the poets as well.
Yeah, exactly, Block. Yeah. Well, I'm well aware. But I mean, if you were to say, there's a lot of people that would just go, "Oh, is it Gent?" I'm not listening to that then. But they're cutting themselves off from hearing some really, really good fucking tracks.
Yeah, Martin. I mean, there's a lot of black metal bands that have played with orchestras behind them. It fucking sounds amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not being funny. We need to get rid of all of these. It was partly down to like all of the apps that came out and doing all the stupid. It's this genre. It's that genre. It's metal.
Yeah.
Just leave it as it's metal.
Yeah.
Or if you want to be even more basic, it's just rock music.
Yeah. But again, that's the labels. That's the record companies that are responsible for that management because they want to be able to pigeonhole so that they've got a marketable product that stays consistent.
Them and press.
But it doesn't allow the band to fucking step out of those boundaries every now and then and show their ability.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Show what they're capable of. And going back to what we were talking about earlier on, you don't get like musicians that are able to do their opus, their big Magnus opus, like Devin Townsend. He's always trying to do something different. Every time.
I mean that's a good thing about for me and you, G, being independent artists. We can put out whatever the fuck we want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, I'm a metal and a punk fan, predominantly. But I sit down to record an album. What comes out? An electronic album.
Okay, cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but somebody will like that. That's the point. Because the feeling that goes into the music comes out of the other end.
Yeah. It's how I was feeling at the time. Do you know what I mean? That's.
It's like a dude were asking me the other day, what made you put out your own songs? I just said to him, I figured if I like it, hopefully there's somebody else out there that'll like it too.
Exactly.
What? So you said there's some other Muppet out there?
Yeah.
I mean,
There'll be at least one.
The only reason it came about is because I was fanning about with the keyboards, trying to do something for a metal track that I was writing. I wanted keyboards on the back of. I wanted keyboards to back up the guitars. And I was like, I really like that. And then I put an electronic beat to it, and I'm like, oh.
Yeah,
then there was another piece that I'd written for another track, and it became an electronic track. And I'm like, oh, this is too much fun.
How many times a good song?
Exactly. It's like you just don't know what inspiration you're going to get on any given day.
Mm-hmm.
Most of Black Sabbath's first album came about just like that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even naming the band, for God's sake, came from them seeing a movie of a theatre, and they saw the name of something on it, which was Black Sabbath, a film, an old Hammerhouse horror film. Saw that and thought, oh, that's a good name for a band. You know,
and I went for
shit.
I sat down and I'm like, what am I going to call myself for this? Okay, I want a name that reflects my love of my favourite band in the world, Anthrax. So I chose One Man Stands.
Cool.
Yeah.
Which is an Anthrax track.
And that's got more than one meaning anyway.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah. It's one man can barely stand.
I like the style.
Especially your asshole last weekend.
Oh,
I like Martin's style. I like making music, so I have an excuse to buy new gear.
I'm with you, Martin. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking to it.
This is why I love being a musician now, because there's so much that you don't have to fork out fucking shit tons of money nowadays.
No.
I mean, I pay a subscription. I think it's like £15 a month, right? And I've got access to every single fucking synth and keyboard sound that you can think of. Every single one for £15 a month.
I mean, Bobby said this. I've said this. I've spoken to other people like Brian, another good friend, Daryl V. This is the best time to be a musician.
Yeah. The drums, I mean...
You've got the drum VSTs that are fucking sounding so... more and more sounding realistic.
If you play them right and you don't just chuck them in as is, you know, if you mess around with the velocities, make them sound a bit more human, you're not really going to be able to tell the difference.
No. The fucking amp sims.
Yep. Gorgeous.
Nobody can really tell a difference these days.
Yep.
The average listener doesn't give a shit whether you're using amp sims or real amps.
Yep. That Tone X, £300. You've got every single fucking amp sound that you can ever fucking need. And every single one.
And ever since they've been recorded, they've been using bass DIs anyway and just dirtying up it on fucking console.
Mm-hmm. Oh, D-Dub, James Murphy is a fucking legend, man.
Oh, you've heard of him, have you? I thought you were a new guitar player.
You know, could be.
That album, Hello, holy fuck. What a fucking album.
I am a big fan of Testament. Love Testament.
I remember when that first came out, it was groundbreaking.
Stevie, that has happened many times with the American music press. They have put their foot in it. Because the music press usually haven't got a clue what they're talking about.
No. Mm-hmm. Especially American fucking music press.
Painkiller, what a fucking song.
Yeah.
Well, anything by Judas Priest, really.
Yeah.
Good old Rob Halford.
And to get to some of them notes, I want to know how fucking tight his fucking trousers were that fucking day.
Jesus, I know.
And if I reckon somebody was squeezing parts of him that they shouldn't have been.
Well, you never know. He might have had some of his bondage gear on.
DW always was. He always was. I think he just liked being able to do that. Just go from band to band.
From band to band.
You know, I mean, he was probably having the best time of his life. Because I mean, I remember when the first time I heard of him was with cancer. And then he moved to he was with cancer, and then he moved to.
I think it was
Did he Obituary? I was going to say, did he play with Obituary?
Yeah. He did an album with Obituary.
Cause of Death, wasn't it? That was a Cause of Death album.
Yeah,
that he first played on. Aye. But yeah, that was where I first heard him, was Cancer, and then Obituary. Then he moved on, played with Testament, and then since then he's just bounced. But he's probably having the time of his life.
Yeah. Well, he moved into doing production, like Logan Madder. He's gone more into production side of things. He probably did, Steve. But that's probably one of his kinks as well.
Yeah. Get the cheese grater. Get the cheese grater. Grate it.
Oh, fucking hell.
I just wish Rob Alford, if anybody's like follows him on Facebook or Instagram, I wish Rob would stop coming on there doing topless pictures. It's just Rob.
Well, it's not just the topless pictures. It's the fucking topless pictures with fucking bondage gear as well. It's like, Jesus.
I love him to bits for everything he's done. He's such a talented man. That man, super talented and brilliant. But there comes a time in life, Rob, when it's time to tame things down a little bit. Please.
Yeah. Not everybody needs to see your 70-odd-year-old moves. Oh, bless him.
Hey, I am not taking the blame for saying about the bondage gear.
The almighty fuck. I remember one of the members of the Almighty was actually seeing a girl from my high school because he turned up to pick her up one day. I remember like mostly everybody was just kind of like, who the fuck's this fucking hippie? You know, but then all the metalheads were like, oh, fuck, that's a dude from the Almighty, fucking hell.
Yeah, you got the almighty Wild Arts.
Yep.
Crackers.
And they were more rock and roll than anything, but then you had the choir boys from over here.
Oh, Queer Boys. I mean, Choir Boys.
Yeah.
Yep.
They weren't a bad band.
Not bad, but I never got into them.
Neither did I, but they were fantastic players.
Lead singer had a few problems with drugs, but
well, yeah, and Yeah, I think they're going through a few legal issues at the minute because they've kicked the singer out, Spike, and they're still trying to use the name even though he's the original member and it's his name. So,
if he didn't copyright the actual name back in the day, then there's no case.
He
yeah,
would have
so
been too late.
I know they're having a bit of a spat back and forth between them.
Yep.
He would have been
It's
too late
shit.
with copyright.
Yeah, it's shit when it has to get like that, but you know, that happens, unfortunately. It happens all the time. Bands split, disagreements, but unless you've done your due diligence when you first start, you've no fucking rights.
Yep.
I don't think that was a horsefly. I think that might have been Lee.
Oh, the old clegs, as we used to call them in Scotland.
Lee's been jumping out of bushes, biting women again.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't bite too hard unless you ask nicely. Right, just a second. Let me.
Oh God, I dread to think.
Pop.
Oh.
Yeah, just give me a second. No, not that way. Other way. Present. Some nature birds.
Oh, wow.
It's come out pretty well, I have to say.
Oh, nice.
Especially as their action shots, to get them, they've come out well. They really have.
I dabbled with photography, and I know that ain't easy to get.
Yeah.
To get a still shot from a motion.
I dabbled. I still do a fair bit of photography. I dabbled with nature photography, right up until the point that the policeman caught me cutting a hole through the naturist fence, and then I got in trouble. But
I lost most of my photos thanks to fucking Zuckerberg.
It's bad.
I lost a lot of camera gear when my ex threw it down the stairs and smashed it. That's a different story.
Well, yeah. Well, that's what happens when you piss off crazy bitches.
Yeah, it is true. Yeah, no, they're good, Lacey. You get yourself some credit. They are coming on really well.
Well, I've got to admit, says she's only been doing it a couple of months. There's some really good stuff.
Like I said to her before, I said it's just a matter of just getting out and just practice. Just keep
exactly.
That's all you can do.
That's going to be saying we mean while we're doing vlogs. He's just getting out there and practicing, doing the vlogs. They might look amateurish for a bit, and then hopefully start doing better, if you will, B-roll footage, making stuff look a bit better. I mean, I'm not going to do like certain channels do, Matt Master, where he's doing like fucking 20 minutes of B-roll and just walking past the fucking camera. Like, nobody needs to fucking see that.
Not really.
Yeah, like a few minutes of B-roll footage here and there. That's all you need.
Lock, we don't want to know about your seedy past.
Well, who says it's his past?
Well, what he gets up to in these specialised clubs is entirely up to him.
Well, you know what these Dutch are like.
Yeah, Lisa, it's scary at first when you come out of the auto settings and you have to manually do it, but
it is.
You get used to it eventually.
Once you learn, once you learn a bit more, it gets easier. It does.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm going to do with that new gimbal camera I bought. His first couple have been done on auto settings, but I'm going to start having a bit of a play about with manual settings.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they will, Martin. Yeah.
And some of the vlogs that will go up will be older vlogs from last year.
Well, I mean, that's the thing. Martin. It'll take a lot of the faff away from it and allow you to just get a shot quicker. You know, because I mean, remember, but I mean, even when you're using manual settings, you still, with a lot of the cameras nowadays, even with manual settings, if you just lightly hold the shutter button, it'll still give you a lock-on focus.
Yep.
Even in manual. So, you know, the purists could probably argue, oh, that's not proper photography because you're not having to do the focus yourself. But even if you're doing that, you still technically don't want it spot on focus. So, you know, if you want a little bit of bokeh or you want a little bit of soft focus, you're still messing about with it. You know, you just get that quick lock-on focus so that you know where your absolute sweet spot is, and then you can adjust.
I suppose I was lucky. I was brought up with somebody who did a lot of photography, so I've been doing photography from when I was about 10 years old. I had my first camera, so I was lucky in that way. So I've always had a camera around.
I bet you've known a few of them, Steve.
I bet he's known a few. We won't say any more about that, Stevie, in case your good lady is about. I know if he said something. If he turns up tomorrow for our show with a bruised eye and a broken nose, she won't let me go. She's taking my leg off me.
Yeah, Lisa and Block. I mean, the thing is, if you're having to do it, get a shot really quickly, you're not always going to have the luxury of the autofocus.
No.
Because I remember, we took the kids to go-karting. And, you know, you've literally get a 2-second window at best to get a shot.
Yeah.
As they're passing by you. So you need to know roughly. So what I would do is I would wait on them coming by, get the manual focus because you have no time to even do the autofocus with the shutter button. So I would wait on them coming round on a lap, get the focus as near to as I could, and then as they're coming back in the next lap, that was where I'd go, it's round about there, click.
Yep.
But you would do burst shots.
I can do burst shots, but I can do like 10 frames a second.
Yeah.
Even at your age.
That's what I was going to say. Some of them you can go into the settings. Some of them you can go into the manual settings and do it for a 6-shot, 10-shot, or whatever burst. So for however long you're holding the shutter button, it'll take that many shots. But as you're doing that, you're adjusting the focus as it's bursting, doing those burst shots.
Yep.
And then you'll maybe get about 2-3 shots out of that are spot on.
But that's the good thing about digital, is you don't have it. When I started, obviously it was film. So you've got 36 shots. Forgetting about the cost of film.
Oh yeah. So you didn't have the luxury of taking as many as you needed.
Yeah.
And
of course, most cameras didn't have motor winds on them, so you had to manually crank it to get to the next bit.
Yep.
I mean, digital SLRs now have changed that. It's just made it so much better. If you're doing any sort of fast sports photography or nature photography where you want to get an action picture like Lisa was trying to get and did get, and I personally would say they were good pictures. I really would.
Yeah, absolutely.
You've got to think that the people who get these professional pictures, real professional ones, are probably using £10,000-15,000 worth of camera gear.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
It gets stupid.
There's a guy that we watch on YouTube. He's mainly doing vlogs around Blackpool, but he's got like a photography business as well, or he does photography. And you can just see what fucking gear he's got. He's like, he don't get the cheap shit.
Yeah.
I still go, like I said to Lisa in a message the other week, is that it isn't so much about what the camera is, it's being in the right place at the right time to get the right shot.
Yeah.
I still stick by that. I think it's true.
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't get me wrong, is it nice to have an expensive digital SLR and all the lenses and tripods and everything? Of course it is, yeah. But you're talking thousands and thousands of pounds, and a lot of us just haven't got that sort of money to spend.
No. It's like she said, I mean, buying lenses for that old DSLR of mine, that old 200D, just fucking stupid money.
Once you go past 300mm, gets very expensive. Very expensive.
Oh, yes. Even second hand.
I've looked at 600mm plus lenses, and you're easily talking up into the thousands.
Yeah.
Even second hand. And if you're talking 1200mm lenses for like wildlife photography, you can be talking £10,000 for
anything zoom related. You're going to be paying through the nose for.
Then, of course, you've got to have a good tripod because you can't hold a 1200mm lens. So you've
macro photography, if you're getting into that, there's shortcuts. There's shortcuts.
There are shortcuts.
And the reason I know is because obviously I used to do the coil shots.
Yeah.
Which is macro. And there were shortcuts. I never had a macro lens, but I did have a fairly decent. Yeah, but I did have a decent zoom lens. So what I would do is I got a bridge lens.
Yeah.
And what it would allow you to do is flip the zoom round the opposite direction and turn the zoom into a macro. So it
Who was it who did the really good macro photography? Yeah, he also did like the insects.
Mindream. Not Mindforge.
Mindforge. He was doing like pictures of a fly or a bee's eyeball.
Yep.
And stuff.
You can see every single cell in this fucking eye.
They were fucking stunning. Still up there.
He started getting into using microscope objectives.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, you're talking amazing stuff.
He probably is really out of pocket these days because he really fucking got in deep with the lenses and the setups, because it was a proper like medical grade microscopic objective that he was using for those insect shots, and he was actually getting into doing like metal grain shots as well, where he would get right in tight to the layers of the different alloys.
It was just unbelievable. You could see where it heated, contracted, expanded, and you could see the actual cracks in it. You could see just stunning work.
It was actually because of him. Like, you know how, like, a lot of coil builders, what they would do is they would use, it was a program called Helicon.
That's right.
And it would remotely take a shot, and then it would move the focus a fraction of a millimeter, take another shot, do the same again for, say, however many shots it would need to get the whole subject in focus. And sometimes you were taking on average, an average of 200 shots. And then it would automatically stack all of those photos together.
Yeah, I did some of
turn that one subject into a whole focused object.
I had to play with that, and I had to play with the image stacking.
Oh, it was great. But then, you know, a lot of coil builders, what they would do is you would have the deck of the, you know, of the tank you were using, but they would go in and they would edit out every single blemish.
Yep.
You know, if there was a slight imperfection on the metal, they would take that out. But it was because of Yui. My shots, I'd done that initially, but then I stopped going in and editing out the blemishes because I thought, no, there's, like you said it yourself, like if you see the imperfections in the metal, it's interesting.
Absolutely.
You know, it's interesting to look at. You know, you can actually see the movement of where that metal's melted into that shape. You can see the movement in it. You know, so I stopped editing out blemishes and imperfections because I thought, no, that's interesting to look at. So you would see, and you know, like a lot of people would wash the tanks and the coils as well. I would wash the coils, obviously, but I wouldn't wash I would give the tank a rinse, but they would dry them. But I thought, no, I want to see a little bit of water.
Yeah.
Because it made it look interesting as well.
Yeah, it did. It does make a big difference. I don't think a lot of people know about that side of like the vaping side of it, because most people obviously, especially on here, won't realise that the coil building side of it, and the fact that most coil builders are ex-addicts of some kind.
Yeah.
Coil building is an addiction.
Yep.
Absolutely.
The photography is another addiction.
Yeah. I didn't go too deep with the photography. I used a lot of the shortcuts.
Yeah.
And got good enough results with them. I mean, I used to get complimented on some of my shots, and they're like, must have spent a fortune in lenses for that. Nope.
Nope, that shit's
really
not
didn't.
And as guitar players, we use Clapton wire.
Yeah.
Show you a quick one here.
Yeah, but my nail's got a dent in it now from building Clapton wire this week.
Wait, that's one there, right?
That's cool.
Oh, we had to bring up that one, didn't he?
Oh, that was my opus, my Magnus opus when it came to coil building.
That's great. A fucking beautiful.
You see, you can, like, most of the builders, and when they're doing these shots, they would have taken out like the water droplets, the little knots in the metal. Like, there's a big knot in the bottom right of the deck there. You can see they would edit that out.
Why?
They would make the screws look less gnarled. But I liked that look.
Exactly.
You know, I really liked it. Adds a bit of character and doesn't look uniform then.
No.
It's like going fricas as we're making music. You leave the imperfections in.
Yeah. It's human.
Yeah.
You know?
That's nice. Them's a nice pair of coils.
These probably took an average of 200 odd shots each. Love that one because you can see the reflection underneath.
Yeah. Ooh,
that was the one and only hedgehog coil that I ever built with a Celtic inlay. That was my Matrix style coil. Yeah.
Cool.
But I mean, yeah, it's more interesting when you're seeing the little imperfections.
Absolutely. Life's not perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But coils need to be.
Bullshit.
You speak for your own. You speak for what you're building.
None of my coils have ever fucking turned out perfect.
I don't think anybody.
That's all that matters.
That's another thing that Matt will probably agree with as well, though, is like the more you're having to zoom in on a subject, the more noisy it's going to get anyway.
Yep.
Because you're magnifying the limits of the sensor.
Yep. It's where ideally you end
sensor's
up going,
not going to be. If the sensor's not great, you could get the best lens in the fucking planet, the best zoom lens in the planet, but it'll still look noisy.
It's where you want a full, you want a full space lens and you full to capture that image, but it's cost. Like you say, you could go to a microscope if you really want to be that pedantic about it, but is it worth it?
Yeah.
I suppose it depends on the person, doesn't it?
Absolutely.
I know with Mindforge, I know he was very much like that.
Oh yeah. Richie Oliver, the Resistance crew as well. He turned that into a career. He's actually a photographer now.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yep. Professional photographer for hire. He started out doing the coils and doing the macro photography, and then decided he really liked doing the photography. Started going out doing landscapes, doing modeling shots and whatnot. And
it is enjoyable, the photography side of it, because you're dealing with the same type of thing. As in music, you're dealing with the same sort of being a bit of a perfectionist about certain things.
Yeah. Well, it's like Marty's just said there. A lot of it is just too sterile, and that's it. I mean, Glenn shows this, Bobby shows this. The American that shall remain nameless, Scott.
Don't say it another 2 times.
Yeah, Jordan Valariet. There's a way of editing without taking the performance out of the song.
Well, there's
as long as you've got everything in the pocket, it's not going to sound sterile.
I said this before the show, didn't we? Because when we were on about Gojira, there's certain artists that sound too clean, and it just doesn't sound right. It's like if I wanted to listen to somebody who was the music was all precise and it was all clean, I'd go and listen to Yngwie Malmsteen, and quite honestly, I'd sooner no, because it would bore the shit out of me.
Yep. And I like donuts too much.
Or as we called them in Glasgow, Thingway Wankstein.
That's it.
Exactly. I want something that's got a bit of, so I suppose that comes back to I like punk music as well. So it comes back to a bit of, because, there is a little bit of that left in, and I don't want perfection. I really don't.
I mean, even my own tracks, I will edit my own tracks, but I don't fucking edit it so everything's lined up perfectly.
No.
It's just get the guitars and the bass in the pocket.
Well, that's what I was saying earlier on. Like if you're using the likes of drum VSTs, yes, they sound incredible. You know, they sound like the real thing, but only if you go in and you start messing around with velocities. If you start thinking of how a drummer hits.
Exactly.
The drums, he's not hitting with the exact same strength every hit. One hit's going to be weaker than another or stronger than the other.
Exactly.
One arm's going to be stronger than the other. One foot's going to be stronger than the other.
I mean, I'll go back to me as an example. In the early days, I didn't know that. Whereas now, I will take that time and go in and edit the drum parts a lot more than what I used to.
Because, I mean, like, if you think, what I would do is, it'll probably sound like a boring process, but like Bobby said this as well, like when it comes to automation, it might seem boring as hell at first, but the more you do it, the more fun it becomes.
Exactly.
You know, it's because it does put a lot of dynamics into it at the end of the day. So the same applies to the drums. If you go in and you mess around with the velocities, for instance, if you think of like a double kick, you know, like a quick triplet on the double kick, you're going to start off like on the right foot. That initial hit is going to be the strongest. The left foot's slightly weaker with a lot of people. So you make that less of a stronger hit. The last hit on the right foot is going to be slightly stronger than that last left hit, but not as strong as the first one on the right foot.
Chris, how you doing, bud?
You know, hey, Chris. So, you know, you start messing about with that and it sounds more human then and doesn't sound as robotic.
Like you said, with automation, once I've done that editing and then once I'm in the mixing process, even on those faster double kicks, I'll automate it down a touch.
Yep.
Because he's not going to be as loud as single kicks or slower double kicks. Same
with blast beats, you don't want the snare as loud as it normally is because then it just becomes too dominating on the mix. So you need to bring that right down, snare, if you're doing a blast beat.
And like all the above producers I've mentioned, you can tell when people haven't taken the time to do that.
But lining everything up in the grid, I mean, things start really, really clashing as well then. You know, because you know yourself, like, when it comes to like the drums, in relation to guitars, the guitars are maybe slightly a fraction of a second earlier than the kick hit.
And it's like, say, when you get a drummer that's hitting a tom and a snare together, they're not going to hit. It's very rare that a drummer's going to hit the tom and the snare at the exact same moment. There's going to be that bit of flam. Always.
And it actually sounds a lot nicer if there's a slight bit of flam. That's why I love Charlie Benanti as a drummer, because like when you listen to his fill-ins, sometimes they'll sound slightly faster or slightly slower than what the rhythm's doing, but he'll lock right back into the beat again. You're like, oh, that really works. That really fucking works.
If it's Lars Ulrich, it's if he remembers.
Mr. Never Play the Same Beat Twice.
Oh. Well, it's like I said before, going back to that, I mean, I've not listened to the full Metallica album 72. I've only heard a few tracks. But you can hear where he's been fucking sample replaced.
Yeah.
I don't think they should have sampled.
Metallica. I mean, I'm not saying that whether they should or they shouldn't sample replace, because everybody does it, or a lot of people do it.
Yeah.
But as a mixer / producer, that should have been mixed in a lot better.
It should have been done better at the source.
Yeah.
My personal opinion is they should have
if people are noticing, just listening to it, then He's not done a good job.
Let's replace Lars Ulrich.
Yeah, there is that.
wish.
Oh, Tom Hunting, another fucking good drummer from Exodus. Yeah, exactly, Martin.
I wonder if Chris has been off fighting with the North Face Massive in Liverpool again.
Yeah, you definitely need. You definitely need the bass. The bass gives the fucking heaviness to a lot of tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you'll listen to a lot of so-called the heavier end of music, shall we say. You take the bass out, the fucking guitar sounds so weak on their own.
But yeah, if you add a lot of bass to the guitars then to make up, they don't sound right then.
Nope.
Because, I mean, bass is the bridge between the rhythm and the melody. It's doing its job is basically to fill that gap between melody and rhythm and lock them together.
Oh, Chris, I've not been asked by the last few Metallica albums.
About the last 30 years.
Yeah.
I haven't liked Metallica since Injustice for All, because as far as I'm concerned, that was the last good thing they did.
Yeah.
I have the two
S&M, yes, but that's basically a performance.
Yeah, first two albums, S&M, and I think that's about all I've got in my playlist.
Yep.
The rest of them, I probably got somewhere kicking about, but no. I'm with Chris on that. Yeah, just that new album, just
yeah. So I've not listened to full album, just odd songs that it's like, no.
It's up to Metallica's usual standard. Just churn another one out, make a bit more money.
Mm-hmm.
Lars needs to buy some more paintings.
And I think the last
needs to replenish his stock.
Yeah.
You know.
Alana said to me a while ago, she says, "Oh, they're coming over to Ireland at some point." So I thought, "Oh, fuck it, I'll have a look, see who else is on, and see how much the tickets are. £320 a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I could go and see 4 bands for that."
Yeah,
it's because people have been management.
I think you're right, Chris.
Yeah,
That's because they were due to do one.
Yeah,
if they've
management
got to that
and
point,
promotion companies are responsible for Metallica being blown out of all proportion.
Yeah,
there's better bands out there to be the kind of flagship of the metal world.
Yeah.
As far as I'm concerned, Metallica are not it.
I know it's personal choice. I know some people will like Metallica still, and that's cool.
That's what I mean. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're completely shit and nobody should like them, but it's not that. It's just I don't understand why they're getting the attention that they're currently getting. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're not doing anything great at all.
No.
They're just churning stuff. They're just going through the motions when it comes to writing and whatnot.
From what I've heard of that last album, it's very stale.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we said about it when it came out, didn't we? When they released the promo, the first song off it, and it was like, yeah, that's great.
How long is this fucking intro going to go on for?
I just don't get it. I mean, these are the same guys that wrote epics like fucking Sanitarium.
Yep.
One, Fade to Black.
Leper Messiah,
yeah. You know, really, and then to go to something with Dyer's Eve, To Live Is To Die. Do you know what I mean? How can a band be that fucking good at writing back then, and then put out soulless fucking bullshit like they're doing now?
Yeah, From the Bell
No
Tolls.
soul.
Because I think Chris hit it on the head. It's not so much about releasing music anymore.
It's
about
pleasing the
making
masses.
money.
Yeah, it's
It's
pleasing the
making money.
masses and filling their pockets.
It's
not even their pockets, because I mean, let's face it, most bands don't get what they should get, so they're filling
Well,
other
there is
people's
also
pockets.
that as well. They stole a lot of it as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
It's-
somebody else from that same time period, but he's fucking still coming up with killer riffs and songs. Gary Holt.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think his songwriting is getting better and better.
Yeah.
Dave Mustaine was like that, but I think he's going to be giving it up soon, because that last one I saw at the Hellfest, holy shit, it was awful, man.
Yeah.
Really awful. He was muttering the lyrics. He wasn't even singing. He was just.
I was going to say about this. I don't know if you guys noticed it, but does anyone else think that Mustaine is possibly back to his old habits?
He looked rough as fuck. He really did
never
look
know.
rough.
I saw an interview.
You never know what goes up on a tour bus.
There was an interview with one of the, like Babblemouth or one of those.
Yeah.
And it was with Mustaine, and he was mumbling the entire way through this interview. It was like he was completely fucking off his trolley.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's a good chance he might have got addicted to painkillers while he was in remission. While he was going through the chemo and all the rest of it.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know whether he was or whether he is.
Whatever it was.
We know he's got that addictive thing, that addictive gene, and so I don't know.
But I mean, there's definitely something going on as far as I'm concerned, because I remember, like, I never used to like Megadeth when, back in the late 80s, early 90s, when everybody was raving about them. I thought, nah, just cannot get into them.
Yeah.
It wasn't until they done the Big Four.
Yeah.
And the only reason I watched the Big Four was for Anthrax. I wasn't watching it for anything else. Anthrax came out, they started it, they kicked it off. And it's the Sofia one in Bulgaria, especially this one.
Yeah, that were a good one.
That was the best one.
Yeah.
Right? Every band was at the top of their game for that one. So Anthrax came out, played an absolute fucking blinder, because it was the first one with Joey back. It was their first appearance with Joey back.
Yeah.
Killed it, absolutely slayed, and I thought, I'm never going to see a better performance than this. And then it goes straight into Megadeth. Megadeth came out and starts with Holy Wars.
Yeah.
And then the rain started coming down, and it just added to the atmosphere. It was just, and Dave was just phenomenal. The voice was powerful. Levels and everything was spot on. The EQ, beautiful. The mix, beautiful. And they actually outperformed every other fucking band. And I thought, Megadeth are awesome. And I was, I started really liking them from then.
Yeah.
I was expecting, something like Hellfest. That's one of the major festivals now.
Yeah.
And I thought, Megadeth at Hellfest, this is going to be awesome. And it was fucking awful. Absolutely awful. The backing, the guitarist they've got now, he's good, but his vocals aren't great. The bass player's good, but his vocals aren't great. Dave Mustaine's vocals were not vocals at all. It sounded like William Shatner trying to play to Megadeth.
Do you know what?
Do you know what it
reminded me of? and this is going to sound real, and I'm a bit loath to say this, but it made me think of talking to somebody when he was talking in that video of somebody who is suffering with some kind of dementia.
Yeah,
possibly.
You know, when I mean, I do it still now, and I haven't got dementia, but when your brain's not working and your brain's trying to sort of catch up with
that's just on edge.
Yeah,
like when somebody asks a question, they start off initially to answer the question, then starts talking about something else, and then kind of goes, "What were you actually asking?"
It was that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I mean, I hope for his sake he hasn't got dementia. I do, but
that's true as well, Block. He's done that much in his lifetime. Yeah. There's a good chance it has affected his brain, and it's starting to really take its toll on it now.
But going back to that Sophia gig, fucking Slayer, come on, Jesus, they kicked some fucking ass on that gig and all.
They were good, but I've never been a Slayer fan.
Yeah, I have. I'm a huge Slayer fan.
But I mean, obviously, for me, you would expect me to say that Anthrax were the best there, but for me, that gig, Megadeth were the best.
For me, Anthrax and Slayer were the best. But that's for me personally. When I have watched that back, I watch Anthrax. I may watch a bit of the Megadeth and then skip to Slayer and then just switch it up for Metallica.
Yeah. Do you know the only bit I actually watched the Metallica gig was when they brought everybody out?
Yeah.
To play Am I Evil?
Yeah.
That was the only bit I watched because I knew Dave was going to be back on stage with them.
Oh, I honestly wouldn't like to say with Dave Mustaine. It could be that he's back on an addiction kick of some sort. It could be.
I don't know. I think Block could be onto something that may just be that it's all the years of abuse is just taking its toll.
You're caught up with.
It does happen.
Yeah.
I think it's some neurological thing. I don't know. There's something going on anyway, because I mean, knowing Dave has always been. It's why he goes through so many fucking band members, is because he's that much of a perfectionist. He wants it to sound as good as it can, and he wants the musicians around him to play as best as they can. It's the same with Jeff Waters and Annihilator. That's why that lineup's constantly changing, because Jeff wants it perfect every time. And if it isn't, you're out. If you can't keep up with him and you can't keep up with what he's expecting, you're out, which is fair enough. Dave's always been like that as well. So
same with Choke and Death.
Yeah. So for that band to go out, it's something like Hellfest, which is, as I said, one of the biggest festivals now for metal.
Yeah,
that should have been the performance of their lifetime. And the band themselves weren't bad. That's the thing. They were tight. It's a great lineup he's got now. But it's just because he wasn't at the top of his game, the rest of them suffered. The overall performance suffered.
This is it. And I think he's got too much of an ego to get a vocalist in.
Well, and here's the bad thing as well. Even the solos were lazy sounding, and
really,
I've
not watched.
Honestly, if anybody's even remotely interested, do me a favour, watch it when you have a chance. Right, Hellfest, Megadeth, and let me know what you think, because there's something not right. But it's quite sad to see, actually. It's like I honestly felt like I'm watching the downfall of someone here.
I hope it isn't. I really do. I hope it's not that.
Yeah. Fingers crossed. See, I think it was last time we were on. I don't know if it was Hellfest or a different festival. It was the new lineup of, or it was Fear Factory with the new vocalist, and he sounds absolutely fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Right.
He does sound, and it's not against Bert. Fucking Bert were awesome in younger days, but as he's got older, sort of switching between the guttural to the clean vocals, yeah, he just couldn't cut the clean vocals for me. But now this kid, whether it's because he's young or what, I don't know, but he's absolutely spot on.
Cool. That's the Megadeth gig there, if anyone's interested.
It could even be, with Dave Mustaine, it could even be that he was just ill for some reason.
Could be. Something was up. Something was up, though, because, I mean, you don't go out on a stage like that, an event like that, and play the way he did. And the thing is, I mean, I've seen the channel it was recorded on. They do a fantastic job of recording the live sound.
Yeah.
As well, this is top quality production, even on putting it out on their channel. They do a good job of recreating the sound. But so it's not even that's what made them sound awful. It was just Dave sounded awful.
Yeah, talking of that. My dad was showing me a clip. I think it was AC/DC, but I think it was a Wembley gig that they did a few weeks back. But unfortunately, it was just somebody with his phone or whatever just stuck up it. Fucking looked awesome, but fucking sound was shit.
Mm-hmm.
But because he was just recording it through his phone.
Oh, I totally agree, Martin. The remasters, it sounded like they basically got James Hetfield in to do it because it was just all guitar focused.
Yeah, I've not listened to remasters. I'd rather stick with originals.
Yeah.
Oh, aye. Somebody else with plenty of addictions.
Mm-hmm. He's got a new one coming out soon as well.
Cool.
He's definitely
that kind of thing. Not my cup of tea at all. I hate Marilyn Manson. Very interesting guy to listen to talking.
Oh yeah, I don't mind.
He's a brainy bastard, but just don't like him.
He's done some interesting.
I've been a huge fan. I don't mind odd thing, but
he plays the media. Is what he does.
Oh yeah. Oh, he's good at playing media, definitely. But yeah, talking of Anthrax, looking forward to that gig in November. Sorry, G.
Fuck you. Bastard, you had to fucking bring it up again, didn't you? You're off the fucking Christmas card list.
The non-existent one.
Yeah. Fuck, I hate that shit, man.
Oh, fucking hell. Can't remember last time I said fucking... Apart from kids, them two animals that get Christmas cards.
I stopped doing them. Just...
The
only good thing about Christmas is sitting with the family and having dinner.
Yeah. Even if I'm working.
Like you said, watching the kids open presents. That's good. That's the fun. I just hate all the fucking faff and
23 and fucking 16. They're not exactly kids anymore.
There'll always be kids in your eyes.
Absolutely. Even though eldest is fucking taller than me, I'm starting to look up at him. Get down, you bastard.
Somebody starts patting you on the head, mate.
Yeah. Gut shot.
I love that. My old man prick. But he always used to say, you'll never be taller than me. You'll never be taller than me, because he's 6'2".
Yeah.
Then lost touch with him for years, didn't see him. And then went to see my wee sister, my half-sister, with my sister. So we saw him. I stood next to him and I was like, shrinking? He just kind of looked at me like, you're a prick.
Back.
I was like, never going to be as tall as you, am I?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fucking hell, I passed my mother when I was 13.
Same.
Yeah, my mum was a short ass.
Well,
Yeah.
my mum was 5'2" at her tallest. So yeah, I was taller than her in primary school.
My nan was only 4'7". And that is the one person out of my entire family that I was the most scared of was my nan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Partly because she was Italian and she had an Italian temper.
Yeah.
The amount of times I went in the kitchen to nick something and got belted round the back of the head.
Yeah, Italian matriarchs. Ooh.
Yeah, my nan on my mum's side, yeah, I think she was only 4'9".
I've got a picture somewhere of me when I was about 16 with my elbow leaning on my nan's head. Shortly after that, I got belted.
Yeah, 4'9", and she was a Glaswegian and all.
Nice.
Yeah, watch the little ones, mate. They're the vicious ones.
Okay, oh yeah.
Well, Glaswegian patriarchs are kind of the same.
Yeah.
Well, funny thing was, she was only like 4'9", and my granddad, he was 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
Okay, hell. Couldn't get much difference.
Well, my mum and dad, 5'2", 6'2". So you would expect me to be small, but I ended up taller than both of them.
I think my mum was, what was my mum, 5'3", 5'4". I think my dad's only 5'8". I'm 5'10".
Yep.
Milkman.
So has there been anything else new, news-wise?
I don't think that's.
Not that I've seen.
No,
I didn't know that much, but
the only thing that I spotted was that Category 7 releasing their first album.
I mean, we know Slipknot.
If you get a chance.
We know Slipknot are doing a new album.
Yeah. Really looking forward to this, man.
That's old news, really.
Because it sounds, I mean, the good thing with Slipknot is they're all in a fucking fantastic place just now.
Yep.
Good. After going through all of that shit, Mick Taylor's lost a shit ton of weight.
Yeah, fucking has, yeah.
Totally changed his fucking. It sounds like he's really fucking in a good place.
Yeah, he's
got Eloy in, which has injected a bit of fucking motivation back into them and determination.
Which I think I needed, to be fair.
Yeah.
I needed a bit of a, not a kick, but a bit of just a little bit of a push.
Yeah. So it sounds like it's made them excited again. So it should be an absolute fucking belter of an album.
Yeah. I'm sure I read somewhere the other day, or a couple of weeks back, Suicidal Tendencies might be recording a new album with Jay Weinberg.
That'd be interesting if they do.
Yeah.
Like I said, the only other bit I read, which was there's a possibility of Sabbath doing an original Sabbath farewell gig.
Yeah.
But we all know that's going to depend on one person, and it's not Ozzy, it's going to be Sharon and the financial crap. Because she'll want a big payday for that, and she's the one who's already said that she thinks Ozzy should get more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Well,
without the rest of them, there wouldn't have been a Sabbath. So
no, it's all four of them.
I mean,
fucking silly. Oh.
I know she. I'm not defending her here, right? Because I don't agree with that. You know that he should be getting more. But I kind of know where she's coming from. Is that he basically sacrificed a lot for him, a lot. But that was his choice. It wasn't required of him.
Nope.
To sacrifice his body and health and mind doing what he did. That was a choice. So why should he get more for that? I know what she's saying, but I don't.
If you're going to say that, you could say, so did Bill Ward.
They all did. They were all.
That's what I'm saying. No one person done more than the other, though.
In my eyes, it should be they want to do a farewell. If they want to do a farewell gig, all of them, fine. That's great. It'd be sad to see, but it's obviously it's coming because they're all old now. But it would be nice to see him do a farewell gig in Birmingham.
Yeah, it would.
That's it.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, right, it should be split equally.
Yeah.
Shares equally divided between each member of that band. Yeah. And I know the argument is, but such and such wrote this. They only played it. Yes, I get that. But is it going to sound as good without those musicians that you got on that album?
Exactly.
They're the ones that made it what it became.
Exactly.
You know, so I think it's down to the performance.
Yeah.
Whoever performed on that album deserves the most because they're the ones that make it sound as good.
Black Sabbath sound
and the engineer
through the four of them.
Mm-hmm. Producers and engineers, because they are basically like members of the band that when they're sitting down to record it as well, you know, they're kind of performing with the band. So equal shares for them. No one person
I agree with that, Martin. Yeah. Ozzy definitely feeds off the crowd.
Oh, he does.
He loves it. He just loves what he's doing.
Whether he's capable of coming back and doing that one last time, I'm doubtful, if I'm honest.
He could still sing. I mean, he's been getting loads of speech therapy and whatnot to keep his speech and breathing exercises to keep his lungs working to the
he
best capacity.
Going up and down stage on a fucking mobility scooter.
But did they not say that they were coming back to England though, to live?
They keep threatening it, yeah.
I think I saw something. I started watching their channel and then I stopped. But I'm still subscribed, and I saw the thumbnail coming up saying, "Are we going back to England?" So I think they're actually planning it now.
I'll have you know, being in a wheelchair or on a mobility scooter is the cool thing to do nowadays.
Absolutely.
Rock and roll, mate.
It's the rock and roll lifestyle.
Especially when you're going downhill and they ain't got any brakes.
Yeah.
So this wee guy that goes around in his mobility scooter here, and he was blaring fucking Bob Marley the other day. Then I went to the shop and I walked back out, and the mobility scooter's parked up. outside the shop, and all I could smell was just pure fucking dank weed.
Oh.
So he's obviously just been zooming around town, fucking playing Bob Marley and getting absolutely fucking wasted.
Good lad. No, Paul Rodgers isn't Brummy.
Hey,
Paul Rodgers, great singer, shouldn't have been with Queen.
You anti-disability person, Block. You wait.
I'm ableist. I love that game.
I'm going to run him over.
I used to love that game. Especially first one with fucking Fear Factory soundtrack. Yes.
Do you know what, Block? I'll agree with you. There are some people in mobility scooters are just complete dickheads.
Yes.
There really are. There are some right. And there's a lot of people who don't necessarily need to be in them.
Mm.
They just they're just bone on. They're just lazy. Some people.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. You won't be talking about a certain Scottish person that keeps saying he needs one and then walks around for Expo for 3 days.
No. Squirrel.
Swings.
Partridge.
Oh. Get yourself a paintball gun, Block, and then shoot at them. Declare war on.
It's much more fun. Oh, that just reminds me of a fucking episode of Phoenix Nights.
Why are they two aside in the middle of a bicycle highway? What?
Yeah.
I can see why you get annoyed with them now. I see your point, Block. I really do. Easiest thing, ride past it on your bike, ride up alongside, turn the key to the off position, nick the key and throw it. That'll cock it up.
Or, as you're driving past them, make sure you've got a passenger with you that's got a big wet fucking fish and smack them at the back of the head.
Yeah.
Just do the old Monty Python trick. Smack them with a wet fish.
Yep. Into the canal with you.
You see that they're doing stuff like that on a cycle path or bicycle highway, as it's not called. That's just being a grade A dick.
Yeah,
it really is. And we get plenty of those over here. They do it as well. They're usually the wankers who, when you go in a shop, they stop the mobility scooter in the middle of the aisle and then go, "I'm disabled." Yes, we know you're disabled. It doesn't mean you need to park in the middle. They all do that
over here. I've seen them in like the Tesco over in Banbridge. You know, they'll be pushing the trolley around and then they'll turn it so that it's like, blocking the aisle, and they'll stop and talk to somebody that they know, and they'll just leave it there, and you're like sitting there waiting, like, hello.
Do you know the one I loved at Expo?
But you get people doing that are not in fucking mobility scooters.
Half the time they turn around and look at you and then just go back to their conversation without even thinking, I should move that.
Yeah. Yeah, they just don't don't care. It's like at Expo. More important. I loved them at Expo. You had them turning up on mobility scooters, riding around going, I'm disabled. As soon as there was free shit going out, they were standing on the scooter, jumping up and down to get the free shit.
My mum with her scooter, she'd just fucking run through people. Get out me fucking way.
Look at that. God is real. It's a miracle. He's healed.
The power of vape compels you.
The power of free shit.
I don't know if Chris is still in here. Chris and I got in trouble at Expo and told off by security.
That's not like you.
Because I was on a scooter and he was on a scooter, and Chris may have had a 1 or 2 drinks, and we had a race round the vape stands on the scooters. I got told off. We got told off by security.
Fuck's sake.
I managed to get a 3-wheeled scooter up on the inside wheel off the ground because it hit the inside of the edge and you couldn't like lean it.
Bloke, just sit him on your lap.
Hey, are we back to his dodgy? Oh, right.
Yeah.
I don't want to know what Block's up to.
Well, I mean, it's getting rather late over there in Holland, you know what I mean?
Hello, little girl. You want to sit on my lap?
Oh, fucking.
I'm with you on that, Martin. Yeah, just ram the trolley out the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half the time, that's what my ex used to do.
There is a lot of, I have to say, right, from somebody who has to use a wheelchair, there is a lot of disabled people who are entitled.
Mm-hmm.
They think they're entitled.
They're entitled, or they play the victim.
I'm disabled, yes, and it doesn't mean you're any less a twat, does it? You're still a knob. Just, I don't know. Just because you're disabled, it doesn't mean you can't be a complete bell end, as I have proven.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And me.
Well, true.
Oh, you go somewhere like fucking Blackpool and it's just you can't fucking move for them.
Unless you're on the beach and then they get stuck.
Too many tourists use them because too many tourists use them because they can get don't pardon the pun actually, because they can get legless and still get home easily.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like, the when we were on holiday over that way last year, and they must have come either front pub or local club. And there's 2 of them just going up and down fucking seafront at fucking Cleveley's. 11:30 at night.
Yeah, rebel.
Don't go one way, and about 10 minutes later they come back all the way.
Oh. Hey, we'll have lots of that racism about paddy jokes.
I know plenty of paddy jokes. We get shut down for them, but we know plenty of them.
Mate, the best people for Irish jokes are the Irish.
The Irish.
Mm-hmm. Very self-deprecating. Nothing wrong with humility.
Nope.
Absolutely.
Well, I wonder how many scooters in Glasgow get the wheels nicked.
Quite a lot.
I wonder how many fucking Liverpool get the wheels nicked.
In Liverpool, mate, they use them as getaway vehicles.
Untermensch.
Well, we've all got us crosses to bear, Block.
I have no idea what that means.
Block, I've called you many things, but not for Untermensch.
I've probably just been led into using a slur, but yeah, don't care.
I want to know what
I've said worse.
Now. Oh, that's puzzled me. Untermensch.
I've ended up with.
Explain yourself, Block.
I read it and all I could hear was Def Leppard.
Pretty fly for a white guy.
Block's now hitting
Oh no,
the
it was Def
keyboard.
Leppard before then.
Yeah, I know it was. I mean, I'm that old.
I got something to say.
Block's now hitting the keyboard.
Better to burn out than to fade away.
Well, that's all right. I was in Turkey once. We've been there about 3 or 4 days. Started to get a bit of a tan. Stood outside this shop, and this fucking guy comes out of this shop, starts speaking to me in Turkish. Like, what the fuck? So what? Pardon? He says, "You're not Turkish?" No. Oh, very sorry. Very sorry. He's fine. That mind you, that was in the days before I went chrome.
I don't remember the last time I had a tan. I don't tan very well. I usually just burn.
Yeah, but you're Scottish and you live in Ireland.
Yeah. My sister tans really well. My sister came back. She's just back from Turkey again there. She's... Christ, you'd swear she was local. Local to Turkey. But,
yeah.
I've never tanned really well.
I've never had a problem with Turkish people, personally, Block.
Not with ones I've met.
I mean, it always seemed okay to me, personally, but that's...
Some can be a bit pushy, especially in tourist areas. But
unless that's maybe... I know a lot of Turkish people went over to the Netherlands, didn't they, at one time? So unless that's maybe a...
I'm going in October, Block.
I've been a couple of times. I liked it.
Going to Marmaris in October with the family.
Not been to Marmaris. I've been to Kushirasi and Bodrum.
Right. Looking forward to it.
Cool.
I get a distinct impression here, Block, that you're not a big fan of the Turkish people.
Americans.
I find it like,
Americans got a bad rap. Most Americans are generally pretty laid back, but it's the ones that are all fucking USA, USA.
Yeah.
You know, the life of Brian fucking disciples.
I find most Americans to be okay. Quite nice people.
Mm-hmm.
Unless they are less educated.
Mm-hmm. Like, did you see them after Trump get shot?
Yes.
It literally was like Life of Brian.
It was.
You know, they're cutting about. Oh, he's got a plaster in his ear. We must wear the plaster in our ear in solidarity. I only have one shoe.
Where's the shoe? Oh, fuck's sake!
I have his shoe.
Do you know what I discovered being friends with Tyler? Because Tyler's American, and we've had some really interesting chats with him about the education system. And it's quite surprising the amount of stuff that is hidden by their education system from them. It is quite surprising how much of their own history is hidden from them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on the Trump thing.
you can't. It's not. It wouldn't do well for their own
weekend, and you like wearing your dresses on the weekend.
It wouldn't do too well to raise, your future generations on the truth that our country is based on genocide.
Well, we've had that. I mean, we've had it here as well, haven't we? In the UK, there's definite parts of all Germans. The attitude that all Germans are bad people. If you believe what we're taught at school, which we know is a complete load of absolute bollocks. There's good, there's bad. In going back years, obviously,
there's choices, there's reasons.
There was some bad political people.
Mm-hmm.
But when you look at people in this country, I had this argument with my dad because he said, "Oh well, what about the prisoner of war camps and blah 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 and about all of that side of things?" And I said, "Yeah." I said, "True. Yeah, they did have that. What about when we went to Africa at the Boer War and we had prisoner of war camps and we were putting people in concentration camps as the UK?" I said, "No, not well. If you're going to say they were politically wrong for doing it, which they were, then you've got to say our people were wrong and what we did was wrong." End of. There's no in between. Wrong is wrong. And
we were encouraging the slave trade in America at one point.
Yep.
Funding it through funding the Confederacy.
Yep. We did.
We were running black market operations from, and a lot of them came from Glasgow with the sugar boats.
Exactly, Block. We did. We did invent the concentration camps. Yep. I'm proud. So proud to be British. Yeah.
Yeah.
What a wonderful invention.
That's what I was going to say earlier on, though. And you were talking about how a lot of America's history is hidden and not taught to them. That's the difference, though. We do teach that. We teach. Yes, we were really fucked up people back then. Yeah. But we changed our ways and we're trying to change our ways even still.
If you're going to go into history, all history should be taught, good and the bad.
And that's true, most of them are dead.
Yeah, exactly. Same with Japanese from World War II. Most of them are fucking dead now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I know one or two people that really hate the Japanese. And it's like, they're fucking dead. 99% of them are long since gone by now. It's not it's not. You can't blame the kids for what happened fucking back in 1940s.
Blaming the Germans, all German people. You can't blame a German in their 20s for what happened in 1937 in Poland.
Exactly.
And what went on. Most of the young Germans now are just, they're just normal German people. They're young people. They're just perfectly normal, perfectly decent, nice people. I'm sure there's bad ones, and I'm sure there's really good ones.
Same as everywhere else.
Exactly.
Well, not being funny, but you look at what's happening today. Russia occupation of Ukraine. Not going to go into the politics of it all, but when you have a country that's been demonized and yet most of their own people are against what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're just being told, we're doing this, whether you like it or not. This is for the glory of our country. Like it. Most of the people still are in disagreement with it.
Yeah. And if you look at most of the soldiers that are in there, and especially the ones that have been captured, they've just been constricted up.
I get that because I had an uncle who was actually a Japanese prisoner of war, and he suffered at the hands of the Japanese.
Holy fuck!
But yeah, I get that people of that period have that hate. But we've got to move on from it, because if you keep that hatred going for generation after generation after generation, the world is just going to dissolve into a mess and a place of real bad place.
There's always factors as well that people don't put into this as well, that most of the people that were guilty of these atrocities as well were told from higher up.
Yep.
Yes, they could chosen not to do it. What would have happened to them though, and their families?
They would have died. They would have been killed.
Threatened. They were threatened as well. A lot of them. Don't get me wrong. There was a lot of them did like what they were doing, but were absolutely evil bastards. But especially with the Japanese, they were told, if you do not do this for your country, it's dishonourable, and that's it. You're gone. So's your family.
You're going to get the cut, literally, from the shoulders up.
You will get a shot back inside.
Yeah, very.
Yeah.
I just think it's we need to learn to move on and move on with things and get rid of the hatred, because that's not helping anybody in the world.
Yeah.
It's power hungry fucking politicians. That's what
That's what it's all about.
Power hungry politicians trying to line their own pockets, and
I see your point, Block.
Painting it as doing it for the country, but they're doing it for themselves.
The thing is the bad people are not your grandma, for instance. They're not that. They're the people in power, the people with political and financial power. And the only reason they're doing it usually is for more financial and more political power, to gain more power.
They don't use it as, well, if I make this money, then the country makes this money.
They don't give a shit about,
that's not altruistic. No, you're doing this because if the country profits, you profit.
You're just a number. You're just a number to be used as cannon fodder. That's all it is.
Yeah, exactly, Block. They're only doing it for the money because there's just fucking.
The worst thing is they're doing
way to get the money for them a lot of the time.
They're doing it for the money, but the worst thing is when at the end of all of this, they're still going to be in the same position.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what I was saying, Block. Most of Russia's own people do not agree with us and do not want it. It's only the politicians, because they stand to make a buck from it.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we all know why Putin's doing it, because he wants to go back to the old style Russia, and
he wants the USSR back.
Yep.
He wants to be part of the KGB, again.
He wants the Iron Wall back up.
Yeah. Yep, that's the one, mate. Just pawns in the politician's chess game.
As Lemmy once said, politicians are only there to steal your money and put up fucking taxes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And fuck the world up.
Yeah.
They are good at that. They're doing a cracking job of fucking it up.
They're all doing a cracking job of it at the minute.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And like we said earlier, I think was it before the show or early in the show, we said about the whole Labour thing and, people coming into the country. I don't have anything wrong with people coming into the UK.
Yeah. Irregular immigrants.
But I do have a problem if they're illegal. If they're illegal, then they're criminals. They shouldn't be here.
Yeah.
They need to go home. Simple. That's a fact.
Yeah,
That's not me being racist. It's just financially, this country, the same as probably the Netherlands, cannot afford to keep paying out for these people.
Mm-hmm.
If they're genuine people who are in a situation politically where women, like they have been in some countries, have been tortured, raped, abused, children murdered, and awful things like that, then yes, they need help. Of course they do.
But see, just what Block said there, right, about the Russian soldiers doing that, right, and other soldiers that have done that in history. The ones that are doing it now, the Russians, I wouldn't see that as a reflection of Russian people.
Yeah.
I would look at that more, Block, as a reflection of the only people left that are willing to do what their government is asking them to do.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised.
Military people that are, most of their military are not in agreement with this and have fucked off. That's why you get so many of the generals disappearing.
Yep.
They're not willing to send their own people to do this because it's an illegal fucking war. They know that. So the only people that are left to fight for these guys are criminals.
Yeah.
It's also
morals. So that's a reflection of, their motives more than anything. It's not a reflection of the Russian people.
It's also not the first time that Russia has used people from the prisons and the gulags on the front line.
Yep.
They've said, you go on. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
that's how desperate the politicians are. Nobody wants to fight for them. Except these guys that don't give a fuck.
Yeah, you can go out and you can kill and you can rape and murder and whatever. Yeah, it's a fucked up world.
No, I totally agree, Block. I totally agree. But I mean, at the end of the day, that's not what the Russians want. That's just what Putin wants. And he's really scraping the barrel to find people that are willing to do it for him.
Yeah. So how many seasons we seen people protested in Russia itself against this war?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I have actually seen that, Block. Yeah, and I'm not disagreeing with you. I totally agree with what you're saying, and unfortunately, we're in a situation where there's not a lot we can do unless the West decides to go to war with Russia. And the outcome of that, I honestly don't know. It could be really bad. That could be a really bad idea.
Yeah, because
we know what it is. It's mad.
Yep. Yeah, because you've got fucking Putin with his finger on the red button at one end and fucking Dementia Joe at the other.
Yeah. Mad as in mutually assured destruction.
And then we've got China sitting there deciding which side they're going to go with.
No, we don't. We don't, Block. And I think that's why it hasn't happened. Is because people in power in the West know it's not the Russians. It's just this is one guy's agenda. Yeah. One guy and a few cronies' agenda. It's not the Russians people. It's not the Russian people. And the Russians as a country. It is one guy and a few of his cronies that just want to fucking line their pockets.
Oligarchs.
The West knows that, so that's why it hasn't came to conflict.
Well, there's one guy I speak to every now and again. He's Russian, and he still lives in Russia, and he can't fucking wait to get out of that place.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, he's unfortunately he can't leave.
Yep.
Martin, the US Marines couldn't infiltrate a fucking McDonald's successfully, secretly.
Yeah, Block. Totally agree. That's the ideal situation, is not having to get involved in a war or a conflict with them. It's getting things back to the way they were.
Yeah.
Post fucking Glasnost.
There we go. Trump can build his wall. Just build it between Russia and Ukraine. I give him something to do.
Yeah.
Send all the Mexicans down to the Ukraine and Russia, and they can be. Oh, I've got this sorted.
President Troll.
President Troll. Guaranteed to fuck it up.
Can't do a worse job than President fucking Starmer. I mean, Comrade Starmer.
What's that?
No.
This is true, Trump. This is true, Block. They do build better walls.
Great tiling as well.
Yeah. They're pretty good plumbers too.
Yeah. And carpenters, funnily enough. They can do everything.
Yeah. I'm sure
Seemingly.
we Polish fucking plumbers in them. Maybe not family viewing.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking Galloway, what a fucking dick he is.
Oh dear. Scraping the bottom of the barrel there. Possibly one of the most unintelligent human beings on the planet.
Oh. You remember when him and fucking Red Ken were in charge of London? Jesus Christ.
That worked well.
He fucking did, didn't it?
Is that George Galloway?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck. He's a fucking nut job, man.
Yeah, he's fucking...
Yeah, he is.
He's right in the fucking head.
The thing is, when he comes out with something, he actually believes what he's saying.
Oh, yeah.
Right when he was on about fucking bendy buses and all of that business, and he was waffling away about it.
He's on another planet.
Yeah.
I wish he was.
He's smoking some good shit, whatever he's fucking doing.
Married to a peanut.
Fucking out to be. Oh, fucking hell. Weren't him that were in Big Brother and doing fucking impressions of a cat in front of fucking Rola Lenska?
Aye.
Oh, fucking.
Because he thought he was in.
Yeah.
That's why he thought he was in there.
And she's like,
I'd be
just in the meantime, she's just sitting thinking, I'm going to make you look like an absolute tool.
Yeah.
The tool that you are.
I'd do my impression of a helicopter in front of Rulenska.
Yeah, right, you would, you dirty old man.
It's a small helicopter, though.
More of a drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A mini drone.
Yeah.
Yeah. That man is an absolute fucking prick.
Yep.
And that's being kind to him.
You can have him free of charge, Block, for your parliament.
Yeah, you're welcome to him. We don't want him.
Yeah.
No.
We're doing this for the people of Palestine. Well, fuck off to Palestine and do it for them then.
Go on, do it over there.
It's like when I see all these marches for all this, it just reminds me of the Dead Kennedys song, Holiday in Cambodia.
Yep.
Yeah.
These armchair warriors sat there in their nice armchairs in their lovely suburban houses. Fuck off.
Dalek break.
Oh. There he goes, Davros.
Exterminate.
Whee! Oh. That'd be the best fucking thing for the world. Block. Oh. I cannot stand that bloke. Oh, don't worry, he's been called many, many things, block. He's been called many, many things. Yeah, fucking Galloway and fucking Ken Livingstone. Jesus wept. Yeah, me. Excuse me, sir. Do you think you're Nigel Mansell? No, I'm Sterling Moss.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Ken Livingstone.
Yeah, Red Ken. We would have had fucking little red books if he'd have been in fucking charge.
Oh.
He's socialist, isn't he? Well, he was.
Oh, he's proper fucking. He was bordering on fucking communist, eh? But
Yeah.
we'd have all our little red books and been building fucking gulags for us all to be living in by now.
Mind you, I don't think we're going to be far off with Starmer.
No.
Not the way things are looking.
He's getting that way. He started to show his true colours now. Now he's got that power in his hand.
There's going to be some changes, I'll tell you now. And not for the better.
Nope.
Well, I mean, we've already said about the changes on taxation on cars is going to go up.
Yeah.
Even more.
Oh, yeah. There'll be that. And then they'll introduce
fucking extortionate.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then in every fucking town they'll start introducing fucking new LED systems.
Yep. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
I can't wait till they try doing that over here. It'd be fucking hilarious.
And then next thing after that will be the 15-minute cities.
Fuck.
I could just see it over here. There'll be farmers, they'll get rid of the cars. They won't bother using the roads. They'll just go straight across the field.
Yeah.
I mean, there's already been talk in Parliament. They're now talking about going back to the Troubles. They're on about possibly trying to bring back in a border between Southern and Northern Ireland.
For fuck's sake.
Oh, that'll be dangerous.
Now, that to me is dangerous.
Yeah.
They've used the reason they want to do it because there's a lot of illegal immigration coming in from the south to the north and then across from Belfast, obviously, to the mainland. Okay, I see that, yes, there needs to be something done. But you're fucking with the north-south divide.
Yep.
That is a very dangerous thing to be talking about because if you bring that back in and you segregate again, all the good work that's gone on, you're going to destroy it.
You know what that says to me? If they're using this as a stop off, to get to the mainland from south. That just says the folk up here in Northern Ireland are doing the job well enough that they're not wanting to stay here, wanting to go to the mainland. So that tells me that it's the border patrols at the ferry ports and the airports that are not doing the job properly then.
Well, I don't think it's even so much
don't put the border up, don't put another border up if the border patrol can't handle what's already happening. That's not conducive to getting it done. Do you know what I mean? They need to just do. They need to just concentrate on the existing border patrol at the mainland.
Yeah, I kind of see where you're going, Brock. The issue with that is there's a lot of traditionalists who want to. Northern Ireland is still. They want to keep it as. A lot of Irish people would like to be British.
There's been talks of that, though. They have started talking about this.
I wouldn't mind either way.
A merger or a coalition.
So I like. Is it going to change the people who live here? No. There could be benefits from that in time as the years go on. The only thing that worries me is will it cause issues sort of politically and so on? Possibly.
But you just don't know. I mean, there was talk of that when the Good Friday Agreement came in, and then you had people saying, Sinn Féin.
Mm-hmm.
There was worries about them having that kind of political power. And nothing's happened. Nothing's happened. They're doing the job. They're just doing the job the same as the other side's doing.
Yeah.
Now, so you don't know until you try. Well, that's what it boils down to. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. But if there's a benefit, try it. If there's no benefits and there's possibility of it going south, no pun intended.
Call it a day.
Don't do it. Simple as.
Yeah.
Or stop the process.
My personal opinion is that the government need to concentrate on the important things that they're meant to be doing and not fucking about with things that at the moment are working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Concentrate on like the NHS, for instance. Let's concentrate on sorting out waiting lists, for instance.
Yeah.
Let's sort out the issue that we could legalise cannabis in this country. I'm back on that one this week. Let's legalise that for the right reasons.
Yep. Well, I was reading just you in that subject. The Transform group have actually said they've started a petition. And they're looking for 50 grand to fund getting the right people to Parliament to talk about the subject of legalisation. So,
I see no issue with the legalisation of cannabis, possibly even mushrooms and psychedelics.
Yep.
Used for microdosing and medical reasons.
100%.
Not, I'm off out with my mates to get stoned off my head. Yeah, I'm on about medical reasons.
I joke about it. But I mean, at the end of the day, I was talking about this with my uncle. I haven't had to take as much as a paracetamol for a headache since I've started using it medicinally.
Yeah. There's tonight's medications,
Oh, I still don't get me wrong, I'm not saying it's a one cure all, because I still need my antidepressants and my antipsychotics. I still need them.
Those are just pain. those are just pain tablets.
Yeah.
And there's 3 different kinds, so...
But it's not affordable at the moment. That's the main problem, is that even the medicinal cannabis is not affordable for a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's
I
not...
wonder if I'll lower my blood pressure.
You're talking an average of £200 a fortnight, at least, for medicinal cannabis at the moment. If it was legal, it could be prescribed in the NHS, and it's only the prescription cost then. Or you would be able to grow your own, and there's only the cost of equipment needed and provisions for growing it, which is going to be substantially lower than what it is right now.
So
there's folk that are paying like £400 a fortnight and having to decide, do I want to eat this week or do I want my medication?
You know what people are going to say? Oh, well, if we allow people to grow their own, they'll be selling it. Well, no, because if they're growing it for their own medical purposes, they're not going to be selling it. And
they don't have to, because that person can go and grow it themselves then.
And you're going to be registered. You'll be a registered cannabis user.
Yeah.
Well, so if the police want to come round and check, hold on a minute, excuse me, how many plants have you got? There you go. This is what I've got. Right. Oh, yeah, that's personal use. Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
Do it like America is doing in some states as well, where if you have a surplus of what you're legally allowed, you can give that to a pharmacy and you can actually get money back.
Yeah.
So I don't see any problem with it at all. I really don't.
I don't.
But if it was properly legal here, there would be no need to, there'd be no worries about, you're selling to this person, because you wouldn't need to sell. That person can go and get it from anywhere then.
I'd be interested to see what other problems the Germans found in regards to that block, and legalized it for medical purposes or legalized it for just for anything.
If it was only legal for medical, then there's still risk of selling then. If it was properly legal, you don't have to worry anymore.
I don't see
you don't
an
have
issue.
To worry about a black market, because you can get it absolutely fucking anywhere then.
That gets rid of it yourself. Gets rid of the criminals, it gets rid of the gangs.
Mm-hmm.
The wrong sort of people being involved in it. That's their mistake.
Yeah.
Because you'll get the idiots who are just smoking ridiculous amounts of cannabis. Which, yes, I have done in the past, but...
We all have.
It's not a smell that everybody likes, but I think it's one of the best.
I quite like
the smells on the face of this god green earth.
I like the smell personally, but that's...
Yeah.
It's a better smell than coffee in the morning. It's just, I love it. I love the smell.
Spliffing a pancake.
I'm like a cat with catnip for that smell. I want to just roll about in that smell.
I love
now we know what. Now we know what he gets up to.
I know, I'm turning into George Galloway. See, that's the thing as well. Like, look, it's always going to be is always going to be a problem anyway, because with anything that is going through any kind of prohibition, if it's legitimised, you're still going to have a criminal element because of the initial prohibition. It's a catch-22, if you like, because you look at alcohol prohibition when that was in. You're still getting problems with black market alcohol now. Even now, like people producing like fucking moonshine and folk going fucking literally blind. You know,
it's going to be the same with these things. If they decide to put some sort of prohibition on these,
it is. It is.
And even with the medical cannabis industry, what has happened is you have a lot of people that were black market growers that are legitimised now as pharmacies.
Yep.
And Martin, you're quite right. The dangers lie in what the drug is cut with. Yes, I agree, and that is the criminal black market. And when people are, as you quite rightly say, they are putting things on cannabis. They're spraying it with things like ketamine, spice, all sorts of nasty things that are getting put onto cannabis. I agree. And that is why if you are buying cannabis illegally as such at the moment, be very, very, very careful because you don't know. You've got to be, or you've got to know the person you're buying from really, really well.
But if it's legalised and legitimised and properly regulated and the proper watchdogs in place, organisations to keep monitor production and distribution, don't have to worry as a consumer. No, you don't have to worry anymore because you have, so long as the proper regulation is in place, then there's no problem anymore as far as quality is concerned. It'll be consistent.
See, I even have an issue with just reading back Martin's, and it's not an issue with what Martin said. I have an issue with calling cannabis a drug. Because in my eyes, cannabis is not really a drug in how most people think of a drug.
No.
It's a natural medication that has been provided for us by the land.
It's nature's
fucking natural
medication.
herb.
It's a natural medication and a natural herb. Like
there's no need to cut it with anything else. There's no need. It does what it needs to.
Yeah. There's so many natural medications that come from and are provided for us by the land. Things like digitalis and all of these things. And
we're getting back into paganism here.
Well, that's what it boils down to. That is for thousands
of years.
I may have been
heading that way.
They're used and kept us healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
Like as nature's own stuff. Like I mean, you had natural antibiotics, you had natural anti-inflammatories, you had natural freaking painkillers, natural stimulants. That our bodies are designed to fucking use.
Even when
our bodies are designed for cannabis use. We have
natural. I mean, mushrooms and psychedelics.
Not designed for it specifically, but you know what I mean.
Some of those have been used over the years for medical purposes. And now we're coming back to the fact that they can be used microdosing under supervision with the right people, and they can provide a great deal of help, especially for people with anxieties and PTSD through situations that they've been through in their past.
Depression, it's helping with depression, the microdosing.
No, microdosing for PTSD block works.
It does.
It's a proven fact.
Just don't use them in brownies.
And believe it or not, I said this in the last show. I said this in the last one. What is the one thing they always said that cannabis use could lead to as far as mental illness is concerned?
Psychosis.
Yeah, and schizophrenia.
Yep.
What's it getting used to treat?
Schizophrenia.
Yeah. It's like it's in the same token that it's kind of like, you think of it like an antidepressant. An antidepressant is an antagonist.
I agree, Block.
It'll aggravate the thing that is causing you the initial problem with, to make your body kickstart your own body into fighting that thing. You know,
not everything
is an excess.
You know, you're right, Block. Not everything can be cured with by nature. Not everything.
Yeah.
But there is a vast cupboard of medical things that can be used from nature, as opposed to chemical warfare that we inflict on our own bodies because of what the doctors provide us with. Yep. So you have to take this medication to stop you from having bronchitis, for instance, but you have to take this other medication because that drug causes problems with your stomach lining. So you'll have to take that one, but you'll have to take another one because you won't be able to go to the bathroom properly. And you need that medication to loosen up your bowel so you can go to the toilet. But if you take too much of that, you'll have to take this other one to stop you going. So,
and then all these medications will cause you high blood pressure. So eat some blood pressure tablets on top of that to lower your blood pressure.
Oh, yeah.
But then we'll need to raise the dose of this other one then, because that's a side effect of this one as well.
You're right.
It'll give you diabetes, so we're going to have to start giving you diabetes medication.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. That's very true, yeah.
Yep.
I don't know if it's true, but I heard, I can't remember what it was. It was maybe some podcast I was watching. They might have found a cure for sickle cell.
Really?
Just when you said about North Africans, so yeah. And I was telling my family about this the other day. I said, this one's just nuts, and we will never see it. But scientists have come up with a way to increase the lifespan of mammals by 25%. So 25% of an average of, say, 100, I think now is the average. No, slower. I think 80 to 90.
80. Let's call it 80.
Even, let's call it 20, right? So an extra 20 years of lifespan.
Yeah, but there's some mammals that we don't need an extra 20% of.
Well, we know you'd have to be careful who you give it to. You know, like if George Galloway goes in to get it. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh, this is fuck all for us, Shrek. We've done 5 and 6 hour streams before today.
Yep.
We can always find a subject to talk about, Shrek.
Yeah, and then go off on a fucking totally different tangent.
As we have.
Yep. Many, many times.
They might find a cure for you, Shrek. You know, Shrekism.
And those mozzie bites.
What about horsefly bites?
You got called in on a day off.
Oof.
Yeah, fuck that.
You could have turned around and said, no, thank you. Or words to that effect. I think some people don't have any significance in the evolutionary system when they're born.
Yeah.
I can think of a few.
Angela Rayner. Oh, sorry, did I say that out loud?
Just get yourself a razor blade, cut the bites, pour pure alcohol on them. They'll go.
Yeah, spot of vinegar as well.
Yeah. These are the leeches. Call me in the morning.
Man up a bit, Shrek. Stop being a pussy. Mate, that's if you refuse, you get the shit of the shit jobs. That's just Sounds like your boss is a bit of a knob.
That's putting it nicely.
Try adding a bit of chili to them, Block. They taste better.
Yeah. Just fry them up for a bit longer. Well, I think on that note, on Block's dietary habits of mosquitoes over horseflies, I think we'll call it a day. You guys want to say your goodbyes?
All right. Cheers, guys. If you want to check me out, check out the One Man Stands channel. And I've also started doing arty stuff on the Twitch channel now.
He has.
Started drawing again. So if you want to see some arty stuff, go to the Twitch channel.
Yeah, we joined the other day.
Yeah. My last stream was a record, only 15 minutes. I started and then Nick went live, so I was like, oh well, fuck it, I'll just go watch him. Stopped his stream.
Those Americans.
But yeah, if you want to check that out, go to the Twitch channel. And cheers for watching. We'll see you next time. Right?
I'm more concerned by Block at the minute. Sneaking up behind him and ripping open his thighs.
Well,
these cyclists do funny things, you know, don't they? It's either in being a cyclist or it's the being. It's just Jesus. Oh dear.
The size of the fucking horse flies then for doing that.
I want to see the size of the fucking horse if fucking horse flies are that big.
Yeah, no, it's been an interesting random show as usual.
Absolutely.
Have it no other way. So it's all been interesting. Shire OS. Shire operating system.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, that's all from me. We have got a show tomorrow on my channel, over on my channel. I can't remember what it's about, but it'll be something.
It'll be something random, and then we'll get you going off on a different tangent.
No, I know what it's about. We're actually talking about sort of continuation of tonight. We're actually talking tomorrow about medication and how it affects you, the bad side of medication.
Medication's what you need.
Yeah, medication. Well, he could have done with it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Anyway. Yeah, that's all from me. So over to Mr. Lee. Off you go.
Yeah, thanks everybody for coming. Like I said, it's been an interesting show. Some good input from you guys in chat. And if you're not aware, me and Lisa have set up a second channel. It's just more of a relaxed vlogging channel. That's just going to be us going out and about different places. The first vlog goes up tomorrow, so please check it out. And yeah, been another good show. And as always, keep it loud, keep it heavy.
Bye.